Mic check. Mic check. We should be good. My bad. My bad, man. Hit that like and share button on your way in, y'all. My bad. My bad. We should be good now. Hit the like and share button on your way in, people. Thank you. Oh, I need to share this real quick. Hold on. Y'all, give me another minute to share this real quick. Yeah, we're going to be talking about who's ADOS and who's not ADOS, who's FBA and who's not FBA. Now, I know that's a sensitive topic, and I don't want my brothers from the island, my brothers from Africa. I don't want my brothers in the diaspora. I don't want none of my brothers who may not be Aboriginals to America to feel any kind of way, because I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm just going to show y'all something here today. Let me share this. Let me share this real quick. Yo, do me a favor. Drop a 1 in the chat room right now if the stream is rolling good. If the audio's good, the video is good, drop me a 1 real quick. Do that for me real quick. All right. So check this out, y'all. Y'all know I just did a video on Winsome Sears on my main channel. And if you didn't follow that video, you missed out. You missed out. Winsome Sears is a Jamaican. She come from a family of immigrants, and she's infiltrated, and I call it infiltrated, the government over here. And see, what I'm saying is they allow these token Negroes to get into key positions to undermine what we call, quote unquote, Black Americans. The point of my video was to state that Winsome Sears don't speak for Black America. She's not one of us. Kwame Brown don't even understand the concept of that. He's really not versed in politics. And today I just want to point out some contradictions, since he wanted to take it upon himself to congratulate Winsome Sears and talk his little crap. I'm going to keep it respectful, but I'm going to show you where he's in error and why I think Kwame Brown is hurting the community way more than he's helping it. And again, he's affiliated with people like Judge Joe Brown, people who got big platforms and big voices, but they ain't really saying much, and I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, he's very remedial. Let me play this real quick. Listen at this.
See, you niggas still can't.
Fair use, fair use, fair use.
You niggas still can't see because you think you're free. They done gave you Cadillacs and trinkets. They done let you niggas talk over social media. And then now you niggas, all you do is just talk too fucking much. I see they slowing this live down because they don't like to hear what I got to say. But yeah, you niggas weak, you ain't connected to nothing, and you easy to beat. So use all those white boy tactics, call attorneys, use a disgruntled baby mother, use whatever you want to use. And guess what? The busty bus will not get upset. I understand what it is about me. We the last line of defense. People like me are the last line of defense.
And if that's true, we're in trouble.
People that say fuck you. People that do not give up. People that do not.
The only people you lift your middle fingers up to say fuck to are your own people, Kwame. Kwame Brown have never stood up against the powers that be. The only people I ever saw him have his energy for is his own so-called own people, which is why today I want to say he's not one of us. He falls in the same boat of a Winsome Sears, far as I'm concerned. Kwame Brown, you're not a true Aboriginal American. Your blood isn't native to this land. And I'm tired of people like you who should be considered foreign blood having a voice, because y'all got a big voice and y'all don't represent the sentiments of the Native Americans of this land, the true Aboriginal of this land. That's what I'm talking about. Hear me out.
Being in fold and got noodle knees. We the last line of defense. Otherwise, all we gonna have is people that's crying and saying the white man is over.
Didn't this fool just say white man tactics? Did not he just cry about some white man tactics? How you gonna acknowledge that the white man got evil tactics on one breath and on the next breath get mad at niggas for saying the white man, the white man? You just said the white man got these tactics. How can you be this hypocritical and still have a following? How can you be this hypocritical and still have a following, folks? Like and share the video. Like and share the video. Hold on. So check it out. What I want to know is how on one hand Kwame Brown can be like, all you niggas do is say the white man, the white man. But on the other hand, you keep saying the white man tactics, the white man tactics. If that's hypocritical, put a 1 in the chat.
Over you. Instead of saying, despite of this white man, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Why don't you say, instead of niggas using the white man tactics on me, I can do what the fuck I want to do? See, because every time your motherfucking ass falls short, you like to say niggas using the white man tactics on you. That's why. If a black man using the white man tactics is effective enough to be successful on you, Kwame, then what do you think the white man tactics on society is doing, dog? How can you cry about niggas using white man tactics on you, then judge them from blaming the white man for using his own tactics on them, dog? Like, this dude need to be off the internet. He's a big hypocrite. And far as I'm concerned, he ain't lead nobody nowhere but astray. Anybody supporting this dude is a moron. I fell for the Kwame train. But now I see how ignorant he is and how dangerous it is.
Now, I want to shout out Miss, what is it, Winsome Sears?
And you don't even know her motherfucking name, dog. Sit your ass down somewhere. You ignorant and embarrassing. You didn't look at enough info. That let me know you didn't watch one video on the woman. All you got to do is watch 1 minute of information on the woman and you will hear somebody pronounce her name. If you was to just watch one CNN clip on Winsome Sears, you will hear the reporter pronounce her name. And you won't have to fuck it up because you talking about something you ain't even about. You talking about something you're not even into politics, dog. Now, what's the real reason why he's giving her props and he don't even know her? Because they got some in common. They both are fucking anti-FBA, anti-Aboriginal, and they're both are fucking foreigner immigrants. Kwame Brown love to tell you he Gullah Geechee. Boy, that mean you ain't black, bro. The Gullah Geechee people are the descendants of West and Central Africans who were enslaved and brought to the lower Atlantic states of North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, and Georgia to work on the coastal rice. They worked on the Sea Island cotton and indigo plantations. They've been confusing Aboriginal black people with Geechees, West Africans, and Central Africans. Can't put all us in one box. Kwame Brown is not a foundational black American. He's a foreigner on the low. And they allow many foreigners into the NBA. Now, what's that foreigner boy name who play with the Milwaukee Bucks? He pretty good. What's his name? That big African name that he got. What's his name? Help me out in the chat room. The foreigner boy that play with the Milwaukee Bucks. The one making all the noise. Let me get me a beer. And when I come back, y'all have that name for me. I'm going to make some points here today.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of this beloved community. We would like to take the time to say thank you for your continued support. We humbly appreciate all donations in the form of Cash App, PayPal, Super Chat, Patreon, and or via channel memberships. All of your contributions are greatly appreciated. Again, thank you for all that you do to show your support.
What's his name, y'all? It start with an A or something. The dude with the Bucks. Damn, y'all don't know his name. Shit. His name is Giannis. And what I'm telling y'all is people like Kwame Brown ain't no different than a Giannis, a Dikembe Mutombo, a Hakeem Olajuwon. Just because that man named Kwame Brown, it don't change the fact that he descended to this land. He literally would be an example of the African slave trade. See, listen, salutes to Dane Calloway. Us foundational black Americans, us Aboriginals didn't come over here on slave ships. And these Gullah Geechee people want to put their history on us. We've been here. Kwame Brown, them people came over here on slave ships. Y'all don't gotta like what I'm saying. I'm just giving you the history. History don't care if you like it or not. It just care if you tell it or not. Read. The Gullah Geechee people are the descendants of West and Central Africans who were enslaved. That is not my people. That is not my people. If y'all want to be exclusive and you want to specify us as a people, Kwame Brown is excluded. Why is he given a voice like Winsome Sears? Yo, I know y'all like him, but I gotta keep it real now. The truth is the truth, and it may hurt.
You know, breaking down barriers and showing that, yeah, we have come a long way.
See, that ain't how true Aboriginals feel. True Aboriginal foundational Black Americans of this land don't feel like we've come a long way. Have you seen the drill music today? Have you seen the rise of homosexuality and the de-effeminizing of the black man with people like Nas X and etc.? You really think we've come a long way today? Have you looked at the generational wealth gap? That's why I said these foreigners are out of touch with this land. The people that's over here and they descended over here, in their DNA is this token Negro approach. It's in their DNA to undermine us. Kwame Brown is not voicing the true sentiments of Aboriginal black people. He sounds just like a foreigner. We've come a long way. That's that Marcus Garvey shit. We ain't came nowhere. You doing the white man's bidding. The white man wants you to think he's come a long way and he's fucking changed and the supremacy system is so changed and it's we none overcame. We have overcame. We have overcame. You hypocrite. You keep on talking about the white man tactics and the white man tactics, but still talking about we came so far. If we came that far, why you still bitching about the white boy tactics? Knucklehead. You need to cut them shit locks off the back of there too. You know. I'm going to be respectful, but I'm still going to be humorous because that's what I do. We ain't going to call the man out his name and nothing, but we'll make little bitty corny humorous jokes. But salutes to Kwame Brown. Only thing I'm going to do is call it out when I see it need to be. I don't just bully nobody and pick on nobody. That's why you ain't heard me talking about Kwame Brown. And the reason I'm bringing it up right now is to show y'all, because I've been trying to show y'all about how people undermining FBA, undermining the Aboriginals. He's not one of us, and he need to quit acting and speaking like it. You're wolf in sheep clothes, if you ask me.
Call attorneys, use a disgruntled baby mother, use whatever you want to use. And guess what? The busty bus will not get upset. I understand what it is about me. We the last line of defense. People like me are the last line of defense. People that say, fuck you. People that do not give.
But these foreigners only say fuck black Americans. You ain't heard Kwame Brown turn up at Jordan or none of these white folks that screwed him out them millions yet. He got white people that screwed him out of millions, out of his children's mouth and his legacy, his empire. And he's online arguing with nothing Negroes. You know why? It's in his DNA. You don't feel like you one of us in your own blood. That's why you got to keep letting us know, I'm a Geechee nigga. I'm a Geechee nigga. You don't want to say you black. You're not one of us. You're only one of us when you want to talk down to us and talk shit to us. Just like Winsome Sears. Just like all these other immigrant ass motherfuckers. You only one of us when you bullshit with us, keeping it on a low damn level, or you ridiculing and criticizing us. Whenever you talking about your success, you blaming it on your Geechee blood and my Geechee side and my Geechee shit. Just like Winsome Sears. She's only black when she's criticizing it and ridiculing it. But when she's talking about her success, it's my Jamaican blood, my Jamaican family, my Jamaican heritage and shit. Everybody want to be black when they can dish you and tell you that you ain't shit. Kwame ain't no damn exception. I don't see why black people don't see it.
But people that do not bend and fold and got noodle knees, we the last line of defense. Otherwise, all we gonna have is people that's crying and saying the white man is over you.
But you literally keep on talking about the white boy tactics, and crying about the white boy tactics. Boy.
Instead of saying, despite of this white man, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Right. In spite of niggas using the white boy tactics on you, you should be able to overcome it, Bussy Bus.
Now, I want to shout out Miss, Winsome Sears?
Yes, that's what it is, bro. You should get that right. You should know what you're talking about. And that let me know you watch my video and you didn't like what I said about foreigners because your motherfucking people are descendants. Kwame Brown, guess what? You're not Aboriginal to this land and I am. Nah, boo-boo. I'm proud of that. And you should be proud that you come from Africa and you should try to go back too. Don't abandon your motherland. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of these people whose bloodlines descend over here, they want to deny the problems. On one hand, you want to call white boy tactics when niggas start fucking with you. But then when niggas tell you how the white boy been fucking with them, you say they just complaining. Like I said, how can you get mad at black dudes using white boy tactics on you and you saying that the white boy tactics is working? But when they say that the white boy using his own tactics on black people in America, you say they just making an excuse. That's some big hypocritical shit, and it exposed that you not one of us and you're disconnected. Yes, I'll be dropping a link in a minute, but this dude is a real wolf in sheep clothes. I don't care what nobody say.
You know, breaking down barriers and showing that, yeah, we have come a long way. Now, what are we going to do with this opportunity?
See, that's what I'm saying. You're part of the problem, my nigga. We can't be living vicariously through these sellout ass politicians. And that's not no kind of win for black people. We ain't come a long way just because didn't we learn from Obama? Didn't we learn from Obama? Didn't we learn from Obama? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, you HOTC dude, you can click the link and come up now and tell me how I'm clout chasing by talking politics. So I can debate everybody else on Winsome, Sears, and foreigners, but I can't debate this Geechee brother named Kwame Brown. I'm not clout chasing, you're just dick riding. Facts. I'm not clout chasing shit. I can talk about anybody I want to talk about, but I can't disagree with Kwame Brown. I can even disagree with Judge Joe Brown, but I can't disagree with Kwame Brown. Ain't nobody up here disrespecting the man. I'm up here stating an intelligent point on the topic of immigration and descendants in America. It's a very intelligent and important topic, despite how the fuck it make you feel.
And I hope, Miss Joy Reid, I hope you accept her challenge, because I would love to hear a debate between somebody that only pushes one thing compared to somebody who pushes compared to somebody who pushes that you can. You
I don't want to see them two sisters debate. I'm tired of the division in politics. Listen, you can't debate our children's future and think that it's gonna benefit them. You got two black women in powerful positions. Why don't they come to the table and sit there and see what kind of middle way point that they both can come with to work together for the betterment of black people? And see, when if Brother Sanchez was to ever get in some of these big positions of power, I'm not gonna be sitting around debating motherfuckers. I'm gonna be exercising my power. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, I'm making a career out of debating and I'm part of a group of people that's powerless. But if I had power, I ain't gonna even lie to y'all, I wouldn't spend a lot of time online debating. I will be out in the world exercising my power. I wouldn't really have time to win arguments. I got too much power, man. Get away from me. I got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. Think about this. You got two black women that's powerful. I don't see a benefit of them debating, but I see a huge benefit of them working together. See, I disagree with you.
You can do this. I would love to hear that. So, Miss Winsome Sears, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Salute to you, ma'am. I hope you go up there and do a bang up job and go up there and do everything you need to do, because we are at a pivotal point right now in America where we are telling black boys and black girls that somehow that white people's thoughts back then are right and in present now, and that you're not good enough. You can't do it here in America. And that's bullshit.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Winsome Sears is of Jamaican descent. And we all know that people of foreign descent tend to move up into higher positions than foundational black Americans in this land. They didn't do nothing but replace poor whites with Africans, Mexicans, and all that. I'm serious, y'all. They always had a buffer class in between us, in between them and the true Aboriginals of this land. Whether it be poor whites, whether it be Hispanics, whether it be Africans, Gullah Geechees. And I ain't disrespecting none of my brothers from the island and none of my Geechee brothers or nothing like that. I'm pointing out to y'all how it can work against the foundational black Americans of this land. How you're trying to assimilate with us and speak for us is not the way we really feel, and that's why the white man give you a bigger voice. If you look around YouTube, the people who are descendants on this land are given a bigger platform than the people who are original to this land, because we really voice the true sentiments of what need to be done. You ain't gonna get a real descendant of this land going up there talking about we came a long way. You ain't gonna get somebody that's really connected to this land, who got roots to this land. They ain't getting up there talking like that, telling the white man that he came a long way, while still talking about you using white boy tactics, you using white boy tactics. Look at how these views ain't that high on this video. But if I was talking about a Black American or a foundation of Black American, I have about 500 people in here. Yo, I'm just saying, man, I see this shit. They ain't gonna let you speak for yourself. They gonna let a person that's a descendant on this land speak for you because they ain't gonna voice the same sentiments as your people. And he don't. I don't care how much y'all like him. He don't voice the same sentiments as Tupac Shakur. Facts. If Tupac was alive now, he wouldn't be talking about we came a long way, America. How? Tell that shit to Bill Cosby. Tell that, bro. Come on now, Black Wall Street ain't that far back. Listen, man, we ain't came a long way. Niggas still getting 360 deals. Look at the contracts they giving these boys in the NBA. Look at how your motherfucking white accountant cheated you out of millions. How we came a long way. Look at these streets out here, man. We moving backwards. America going to hell in a handbasket. How the fuck are you saying it came a long way? We in a pandemic. What America do you live in? Oh, he lives in Geechee America. My bad. Yeah, you so out of touch with Black America though, bro.
America. And that's bullshit. That is bullshit. And I think that's why I'm being attacked so much.
Yeah, you being attacked for selling the American dream, dog. That's literally what selling out was all about. Becoming a salesman for the red, white, and blue. You the same nigga who go live with a flag behind you. You're the same nigga who you're a patriot. I told y'all these foreigners be want to kiss the dirt. I told you that on my main channel in my Winsome Sears video. Go check it out. All of them the same. It don't matter if they're a first, second, third generation foreigner. It's in their blood to want to lick the ground of America, man. You don't see you see Black Americans shitting on the flag and burning it up. You see Geechee motherfuckers, African motherfuckers, Jamaican motherfuckers saying, I'm a citizen, I'm an American. And we like, so? That's some shit like, bro, that ain't nothing. Like, we...
have so many so-called smart people that the only thing that they do is attach you to somebody that they don't like. And that's all you need to get the low vibration. They look at you as low vibration. That's all they need to get the low vibration people to follow suit. They talk to your pastors, they talk to your leaders, the people you look up to, and get them to tell your low vibration ass what to do. You don't know what you mad at. You don't know why you mad. You just know.
Yeah, you speak for yourself. And that's what I don't like about these descendants. The people that come over here from Africa and all that shit, they think we don't know why we mad. Kwame, if you're not mad, you're part of the problem. If you don't see what they doing to our children, what they doing with this jab, what they doing with the economy right now, if you don't see what's coming with this digital currency, with this digital driver license they got coming, if you don't see what this country just did to the small businesses, you're out of touch and you need to shut your doggone mouth when it comes to politics. Talking about we come a long way. Yeah, we come a long way into the pits of hell. If you think America has gotten better, you're fucking satanically stupid. And Black people know why we're mad. We're mad because we live within a system that continues to fail us but want us to keep believing in it. And there's Negroes like you that can't see why we're mad. You think that it's just misplaced anger because you don't understand what I just said, because it's not in your DNA to be in touch with the true anger of the slaves that died on this land. The black Aboriginal Indians scattered the soil with bodies on this land. Way more than the Africans that came on ships, and they didn't even come deep like they say. All of us are not no gully geechee people. All of us are not African Americans. Kwame Brown is literally, he's descended, in his DNA, he's an African American, meaning the Gullah Geechee people descended here from Africa. And we was already here when they motherfucking got here. Will they please stop talking for us, telling us we don't know what we mad about and shit? First of all, we don't know why y'all ain't mad if you saying you one of us. Because you would be mad if you was a true black American. Because you would know what's going on in America against black people. You wouldn't front like America came so far and shit is just so peaches and cream now. If you were really in tune with the plight of black people. You have the plight of a foreigner and a token Negro. You're just like the woman you defending. I don't see how this man is on a pedestal. He's a fucking hypocrite.
No, he's connected to that person that everybody else don't like. And that's what
you see, his dumb ass think that it's about disliking or liking a person when we're telling you foreigners we don't like the system.
talk to your pastors, they talk to your leaders, the people you look up to, and get them to tell your low vibration ass what to do. You don't know what you mad at. You don't know why you mad. You just know he's connected to that person that everybody else don't like.
Forward, you descendants are so simple-minded. You're out of touch with how black people really feel. That is not how we feel. Black people have waken up out of personality worship. And you can't tell us to like him or don't like him. We've woken up to the point now where we don't like the system. So if you part of that system, if you pushing this system on my people, despite the flaws in it that's keeping us behind, you're a wolf in sheep clothes. Despite whether you on the left or the right or you're black or you're white. It ain't even if I like you or don't like you. It's the fact that the system is flawed, and if we carry on within a flawed system, it works against my people. Not the flawed system work in favor of immigrants. The flawed system works in favor of descendants like Kwame and Winsome Sears. They benefit from the flaws in the system, which is why it would behoove them to sell the American dream to the Negro like, you just ain't trying hard enough. Quit complaining and bitching, man. We've came a long way in America. Drop a 1 in the chat room if the stream is still going clear right now. Let's do a tech check. Hit the like and share button, please. Drop a 1 in the chat room if you can hear me and see me and we're rocking and rolling. And then I'll continue. Yeah, I'm tired of these token Negroes like Kwame Brown, these descendants. They ain't no true Aboriginal Americans. Your people descended here, and it's in your DNA to want to kiss the goddamn dirt. You don't identify as black, you identify as Geechee, which would make you a descendant here.
And that's what I've been saying since day one. It's all about who you like. And it's not even about
it's not about who we like. You're wrong again about. That's why I said, why do they got these foreigners? Look at this man channel. He don't even know nothing about what black people, how we feel. It's not about who we like. It's about a system that don't like us. Facts. We know it don't matter who you put in office. Shit ain't gonna change for us.
You like is who they tell you not to like. Because you loved R. Kelly until they told you not to. You loved Donald Trump until.
See what I'm talking about? This is foolish. We loved R. Kelly till we saw them damn sex tapes, dog. What the fuck? I don't know what's wrong with this dude. What kind of sick guy are you, man? We loved R. Kelly till we saw those sick tapes, dog. And if you think that somebody wove a wand and made us stop liking R. Kelly, once again, you belittling our intelligence as a people, which why you should only speak for Geechee people. We stopped fucking with that man because he's a pedo. We got morals, standards. Unlike people who come from Central Africa and West Africa, they ain't got no morals and standards. You know why I say that? Because they ran from their land. Salutes to the people of West Africa and Central Africa that's still in their land fighting. All of the West and Central Africans that came here on boats to North Carolina who consider yourself Geechee and all this stuff, I'm sorry, y'all who I would consider the ones who be running. Matter of fact, where that 21 Savage song at? Hold on. You can get mad all you motherfucking want. You want to come over here and talk about black folks, then I'm going to talk some more shit about you then. Check it out, y'all. FBA ain't never did no running. Get mad all you want. Y'all got so much to say. I got a lot to say too about your people. We can all play critics. But don't get hurt when I go to criticizing your group as harsh as you criticize my group. What I don't like is that my own people will come cap for your group. They would allow foreigners to talk shit about their group. And when somebody from their group try to defend us, they'll defend the foreigner and go against their own group. I ain't having that shit. Shut the fuck up. We ain't come a long way in America. It's a lot need to be changed in America. More now than back then. What the fuck? All of y'all agents coming over here making it like America and fixed everything and niggas is just mad now and we haters and you just mad and dumb and America done change, man. Y'all just lazy. Like, I'm tired of that shit. You're undermining our struggle, our plight, our fight in this land. Now, I admit that a lot of niggas make excuses. A lot of niggas don't go as hard as they should go. I agree. You one of them, Kwame, remember? You said out your own goddamn mouth the way they was treating you in the NBA, some games you just didn't give it your best. because you saw what they was trying to do to you. I can go cut it out your stream. You did just enough to get by in the NBA. You pride yourself on being a bust. So don't be a hypocrite too, goddammit.
To tell your low vibration ass what to do. You don't know what you mad at. You don't know why you mad. You just know he's connected to that person that everybody else don't like.
Yeah, they think we're like children. Look at his face. And you got a big head, bro. That's a big head.
And that's what I've been saying since day one. It's all about who you like. And it's not even about who you like. It's who they tell you not to like.
No, it's not, bro. It's really not. It's really not. We know not to like the system. It ain't about people. It's a systematic racism that's going on. It ain't no one particular person that's picking on black people. It's people within a system. And they get us to confide in that system by putting token Negroes in power like Winsome Sears. It makes our next generation regain belief in this system because what they really believing in is the person. And they say, you know what? Well, let's give America one more shot. Maybe I can achieve it. Why? Because Obama was president, but Obama was a Kenyan. Y'all see what I'm talking about with all these foreigners? Obama was a foreigner. Obama wasn't no black man. That was an African. And so is Kwame Brown and Winsome Sears ain't no black people neither. But I'm showing you how they put these people in power and give them voices. And when they get in and when they go to speaking, they don't sound like the way they supposed to sound. They ain't voicing the way we really feel as a people. There are token Negroes going up there doing what the white man want them to do, which is just to undermine ADOS, undermine FBA, undermine the fact that black people saying this system is fucked up, this system is flawed, and it's getting worse. They'll get some foreign-blooded nigga up there like Kwame. I'm Geechee. Yeah, so speak for Geechee people, bro. Because black people feel like America ain't went far. We feel like America got a long way to go. We don't feel like you Geechees feel. Maybe America treats you Geechees different. So then speak for your Geechee experience and let the black man come tell his, goddammit.
Because you loved R. Kelly until they told you not to. You loved Donald Trump until they told you not to. You love everybody. You love the baby. You were playing his music until they told you not to. You love everybody until Zaddy tell you not to. Who is Zaddy? The media.
But I thought you just said America came far. You can't say America came far, but like Tupac said, watch your back, don't get caught up in the midst, because the media is full of dirty tricks. That was in the 90s. So how the hell America came far if the media is still full of dirty tricks? If the media is still framing black men to this day, how is America on one hand that came so far and y'all just bitching and complaining, but on the other hand, the media ain't shit? You're a hypocrite, man. You're a fucking hypocrite.
Stephen A. Smith, look at the way this backpedaling punk talked about Kyrie, talked about taking his money. Thank you for everybody that super chat. Talked about taking his money. Thank you for everybody who commented.
I don't think Stephen A. Smith is an Aboriginal either. What's Stephen A. Smith ethnicity, y'all? Help me out, please. I'm finna look it up. Help me out. Is Stephen A. Smith an Aboriginal? ADOS, FBA? What is Stephen A. Smith? Help me out. Yeah, he black. I think Stephen A. Smith black, right? Yeah, he from the Bronx. Yeah. My bad. So, okay. Cool. Yeah, I definitely stand by Stephen A. Smith and Michael Jordan over Kwame Brown. Are you fucking kidding me? Nah, I'm saying that for smoke. Who want it? I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. Yeah, if you got some smoke, brain that shit. Brain that shit, nickel. Don't be scared. I'm standing with Michael Jordan and Stephen A. Smith. Those are my black, copper-colored, those FBA brothers. I ain't standing with no damn descendant over no. Are you crazy? Get real.
As well.
My Jordan is ADOS. Jordan is foundational black America, and he gave this Geechee a chance. And you want to talk shit about the Aboriginal man over here named Jordan who gave you a chance? I don't see how you had me blind that long.
But talking about taking this man's money, talking about how selfish he was, a man that donated $1.5 million to the WNBA. He had shit to do with that. A man who helps children, a man who he said, oh, well, he.
Now, Kyrie Irving, my nigga. Now, when it come to Kyrie Irving, fuck everybody. I ain't gonna even lie. Kyrie Irving realer than all of these clowns, and that's just facts. You shouldn't even be mentioning his name, because Kyrie Irving is a nigga who speaks out and stand up in the NBA, even though LeBron James won't. And you was a nigga who shut the fuck up and went and got that ball when John told your ass to go get that ball. You shouldn't be mentioning Kyrie Irving's name, because you can't stand in his motherfucking footsteps. Kyrie Irving willing to throw away all of his motherfucking career to stand up as a man. Kyrie Irving ain't the type nigga who would have been a pushover like you. This is apples and oranges. But that's the difference between FBA and Geechee. FBA are stand-up niggas. It's in your DNA to run. Your descendants running. FBA ain't never done no running. FBA ain't never done. You ain't putting us on no ship. If you put FBA niggas on a ship, you putting they dead bodies on there. Facts. You ain't putting me on there alive. Any Negro brought over here on a ship, you ran from your motherland. The Negroes of this land will die. We will be exterminated before we run. Before we run and go to like Jamaica or this or that. That's why Garvey movement was successful. Garvey tried to make us go to Africa. Niggas on this land do not move. That's one thing I can say. Niggas on this land will stay, and you'll have to be burning them alive, cutting their dicks off, hanging them on trees, lynching them in the street. But guess what? You just gonna have to keep doing it, bro. We will not leave our motherland. This is our ancestors' land. You can even say, well, y'all don't fight back every time. I give you that. But guess what? We ain't never done no. They want to get the people with the people with the DNA of runners the bigger voice. Cause the stand-up nigga gonna just tell you how it is. A real black American nigga, ADOS FBA nigga, ain't finna be no token nigga like that. Not like how these foreigners is. Don't get me wrong. You got a lot of black niggas, ADOS FBA selling their own folks out. That's what the boule is, Prince Hall Freemasons. Of course, we ain't saying that ain't true. What I'm telling you is You have whole black organizations of black Americans working against their people, but they still won't have the influence of one foreigner in a certain position of power. Did you hear what I said? I'm going to give you an example. All these Freemasons and all them, they know if they got the right person up there in front of you, they can sell you an agenda. Guess what? They put a foreigner up there. Listen what I'm telling you. These are black organizations that's founded by black men who Aboriginal to this land, even though they sell out organizations, right? Freemasons and shit. But when it's time for them to put a figure in front of you to speak for you, they know that a foreign person influence you more because you don't like to hear shit from your own people. That's why when I tell people something, they be like, show me your references. And what they really saying is, show me the white man who said what you saying.
And he partied with his sister. Can you believe it? Well, you dumb son bitch, how you gonna tell somebody to get over their own mental illness, their own time of need? Some people go off and get on a coke binge. Some people go off and have sex. Some people go off and do all sorts of things. He had a good time with his sister and now demonize him? He said his mind wasn't right to play basketball. He didn't say his mind. How do you know that hanging out with his sister, having fun times with his sister?
So yeah, that was all he said that I wanted to point out about Winsome Sears, I think. I don't think he said nothing else about her. But yeah, man, that's what I wanted to point out. I'm gonna go and drop the link now. Then let's drop the link. Man, if you got smoke, don't be scared. I'm gonna give you the flow. You'll have the time. Take your time. Say what you want. We can go back and forth. There go the link. There. There you go. Click that link. Let's get it, man. No citizen, man. 21 Savage, then run. 21 Savage family moved to America because of the music industry. "21 Savage, then run." Click the link, y'all. Yeah, 21 Savage people from London. But guess what? Slick Rick is from London. Slick Rick then run. Slick Rick took advantage of the fact that hip hop is popping off in America. And if you got them bars, you need to get to America. You know, if you live in London or the UK, especially back in them days, you need to get to America if you got hot bars. You know what I'm saying? Because at that time, they was signing a lot of these UK artists because they had an accent like Slick Rick and stuff. So they was giving them work. It ain't running. It said, yo, if you, you know what I'm saying? So that's how 21 Savage ended up here. His people, he got, I think it's his father. If you go and look up his information, you'll see he got family in the music industry. He didn't just stumble in it. He got family in the music industry. But his folks came over here on some music shit, to my understanding. Let him tell it in the interview I saw, if I'm remembering it right. But I wouldn't call it running. Maybe he did. Maybe you know something I don't know.
Hey, bro, Sanchez, what's up, man? I'm in the building.
Citizen man, click the link, my brother. How you doing? Yeah, salutes to y'all. Let me just say one more thing before I go to the panel. You said he ran because he couldn't do it in his country. That ain't running. That ain't running. That's just like this right here. If I can't marry 10 women in my country, I'm gonna go and move to a country with that law that's gonna allow me to marry 10 women in that country. You see what I'm saying? Like, just say I can't smoke weed in Alabama, right? So I'm moving to California where I can smoke weed every day legally. Will y'all consider that running or just deciding where I want to live at? It's a different than I was scared of something and I moved out. You know what I'm saying? What it was I'm a weed smoker and I want to go to the land where the weed smokers at and be with my people where we can light up at. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you're a basketball player in a country that ain't got basketball or no basketball programs, you may say, well, look, I'm gifted at this. I'm gonna move my son to this country next door and get him into the basketball camps. I wouldn't say that's running. I would say that's taking advantage of opportunity, which is what a lot of foreigners do. But the foreigners who run, in my opinion, are the ones who actually are coming over here under oppression. They coming over here because they lost a war. They coming over here enslaved. They coming over here in a defeated state. So how you came over here got everything to do with whether you ran or whether you just choose to just come. You know what I'm saying? So I think that'll be a good discussion to have. But I do think that when we deal with the Gullah Geechee people, they would be considered runners. And anybody joining whose blood don't descend here, who's not really FBA, let us know your ethnicity. Okay, so and let us know the history of how your people got here. And Brother Sanchez will let you know if your people was runners or not. But yeah, salutes to my panel, man. Everybody in the chat room, please hit the like and share button. I'm on Yield the Flow. Salutes to everybody on the panel right now. Let's go ahead and get it in.
And I was gonna say, how many people in the ADOS movement actually even know where they lineage stem from? You know what I'm saying? Because I got a feeling there's a lot of people who feel like they indigenous Americans, but our history been so whitewashed and, you know what I'm saying, his story, that nobody really even knows where they from anyway, or where they descend from.
Yeah,
but
let me say this. I would say at least 80 to 85% of all what we considered colored people in America were already here. They didn't descend here.
Okay, I feel if they was already here, but you don't think that, like, basically, like, it was like Egypt back in the day, like everybody was here already, and then they basically just like did what they doing right now?
The argument if everybody was here or not is irrelevant when we talking about was this group of people here. If we say everybody was here, cool, that include that group of people. But then what's the point? If everybody was here, that there were a group of people who called themselves pilgrims, which literally translate to foreigner, nomad, gypsy. So they must have not always been here. So which is why I say to say everybody was here is casting a broad net when there's a group of people that are literally here right now who told you they're foreigners, and they the ones who we calling Europeans. This is not Europe. This land called America, it is not Europe. It became Europe when the Pilgrims conquered it.
And do you consider the Moors as indigenous? Because they stem from Morocco, but you know what I'm saying?
They're foreigners. They're sellout foreigners, and then with ugly ass bucket hats.
Well, sure. I just had a couple questions. Anybody else want that?
Hey man, I love your questions, Uno. Salutes to you. I'm gonna drop a bomb.
Thank you, bro.
He asked the questions that bring up the good shit people want to know. Yeah, I'm gonna yield the flow and see who else on the show. Yeah.
Can I go?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, how are y'all?
Excellent.
Anyway, so I had been researching about like early in the, I guess like the 1700s, 1600s or whatnot, and they were advertising, I think advertisements that were in Europe for America. So I was trying to trying to wrap my mind around that, because when I was on your panel, but I was listening to y'all last night about how indigenous people said, we own land here, but then it kind of like contradicts, because in Europe they were literally advertising free land over here. So I'm not I don't really understand how that goes. How can you be advertising land in a different place? Like, it's good land over there, it's farmable, and they were paying people to come here to farm land. And I'm trying to understand how were they doing that simultaneously if people already own land over here. So that's my question. If anybody want to, because I mean, that was kind of confusing. We listened to the panel last night with Sister Bethy and Dane Calloway. It's like, okay, we own land here, our ancestors. I'm from the South, so I already get that. So I'm like, how do they have flyers of Europeans coming here in the 1700s, 1600s to own land here? People already own land.
Let me show you something. Owning the indigenous people of this land are the only owners of it. The people who saying they own it now, they ain't the true owners. They're what's called claimants. What happened when the Pilgrims came was something called claim jumping. And what that meant was they didn't acknowledge the ownership of this land under indigenous people. In other words, you had groups of white dudes walking around arguing with each other about who gonna own what land, like the Indians weren't even there. In other words, let me paint an example to you. It'll be like a group of robbers with guns walking in your house saying, nigga, I'ma get the chain. No, nigga, we rock, paper, scissors for the chain. And you standing up in your house like, damn, they arguing about, what they about to take from me. Like I'm not even standing here.
Yeah, that's what I was understanding, because I put my own self in that situation. Like, this is my home that I live in. If a motherfucker come and say, I'm advertising your house, I'm like, you can't do that. Like, what is going on? So I put my own self in that situation. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So basically, and that's what I guess I had looked at the Black laws. It was against, I guess, indigenous people owning certain stuff. And basically the government created laws to ban and create laws for indigenous people not to own their own land. That's what it looked like to me. I'm just putting it out on the table because I've been researching probably like a good year or two. I'm still trying to understand it because I don't.
I'm trying to show you something, sister.
Okay,
what the Pilgrim did was create a system. No one owns lands today. Everyone who controlling territories today is under claiming the land. The terminology is very important. Technically, they can't own the land because we own it. But what they did was create a new system of negotiation on this land and included us in it. And what they said was, hey, everything is up for grabs in this new system. And if you don't claim it, it ain't yours. We never claimed this land. It's one thing to say I own it, but you never went and really claimed it. They claimed it. Today, we're just now waking up with groups like FBA, ADOS, after all this time saying, wait a minute, this our land. We just now claiming it. And when that happening, guess what? They dismantling this motherfucker. It's shutting down now. The economy falling, pandemic, with the awakening up on all levels, it's crashing because they only can buy amount of time as with your ignorance. Once you wake up, they can't run the scam no more.
Right. I was looking at like how documentation started. You know, I read onto this story. I was just like, how did people acquire land? And I read into a story where it was a girl. She wasn't a grown woman. She was like 16 or 17 young, but she had like 2 or 3 children. And literally she signed it was a story about her signing it over. She didn't understand. She couldn't read or write. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how do you make a deal with somebody that's ignorant, that doesn't know what they're doing? And basically she was doing it for her to get food for her and her children. And I thought that was very shitty. And I'm like, I know fucking well that people didn't do that shit back then. But maybe they did. But literally she signed over land in order to get food. And it was a story, it was a book that I read, and I was thinking about, like, is that how stuff went? That's why it was so easily taken. Because if you were mindful and you could read and write back then, you wouldn't have just signed your shit over, you know, just gave it over. You had to be coerced, or somebody had to manipulate you in some type of way for you to come up off of it. And if you were dealing with people that wasn't in the same type of frequency or mind frame you in, and they're telling you all these things, then yeah, you believe them because number one, you're in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it, it's a lot of like mystery to this whole thing to me, because I'm trying to literally understand it because I don't understand it, because I know me as a grown person. You're not gonna come here and take my house. You're not gonna come take my car. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is mine. I paid for it. I own it. I own my house. I own my car. So you just can't come in here and make an agreement with me on some shit that is already mine. That's stupid. That's my mentality. That's why I don't understand the stuff that went on back then. So that's why, I mean, that's the only thing I was just try to get a grasp in. How was it done?
You know what? Let me take 1 minute to do something real quick. Let me give a big shout out to my brother Key Norfolk, man. Salutes to Key Norfolk. Salutes to my brother D'Angelo the Legend. Hold on, y'all. Salutes to my brother Edward Phillips. Salutes to Cheryl Hillix. Hold up, y'all. I gotta get it in. Salutes to Latonya Howard, Jackson Florentine. Salutes to Willie Britton. Salutes to my brother Citizen Man. Hey, salutes to my brother Terrence Jones, Jay Kemp. Salutes to the brother Kimmy Shakur. I hope you join again, Kimmy. It was so awesome having you on, my brother. And salutes to Gloria. Listen, thank you all for the donations. And these are donations I'm calling out over like the past, from yesterday too, because I forgot to mention y'all. And I wanted to say I appreciate the support. And I couldn't wait to go live today to, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be going live a while today. So, hey, just to give back any way I can, man, with time. So, yeah, let's keep it moving. Who want to grab the flow? Salutes to the sister.
To what the sister was saying, the with the shitty agreements and the deals, a lot of that went on throughout the history of this country. Because if you know the story of the island of Manhattan, how the British Crown got it, they sent agents over with a trunk full of shiny trinkets that were basically worthless and traded it with the natives who had occupied that land for the entire island of Manhattan. So there was a lot of shitty deals being made and the natives were getting screwed over and being paid with worthless items from, you know, from Europe and other parts of the world. So, and Dane even talked about that, where he talked about a person that he was helping to find their, you know, their lineage and their land, and it turns out that the dude's great uncle sold the land for like a few bottles of whiskey or some shit like that. So there was a lot of that went on. So the sister's hitting on something right there.
Like, really, when I thought about that, I thought they were playing. I'm like, man, this is some bullshit, you know. How can people, like, I mean, and I look at it in my mentality right now in 2021. I'm like, whiskey or trinkets, like, are you serious? But I have to look at it, you know, I listened to Dane, and basically he said they were dealing with children. They wasn't fully developed, you know, they didn't understand what was going on, basically. They wasn't, you know, like at a certain mindset as these people were that were coming here. And so they had seen and they didn't see before. So they were very intrigued by it. So they didn't understand what they had as far as land. You know, if you own the land, you own everything. Like, that's just owning land is like a continuum of currency. I mean, forever. Like, literally, it's not gonna go anywhere. But I mean, I just want to understand how it worked, because I've read so many different stories of these, because I have this archive where I go in and look at these old books and look at stories and stuff about what people were writing in the journals, these older people. And, you know, I just look at the stories and it don't make sense to me how it happened. I don't get it, you know, because like right now, I still own land in my family.
Hold on, sister. Let me say something. Chill, Will. I don't think you set your mic up. You got to set your mic up, brother. And just to everybody on the panel, let's make sure everybody can pass the mic around too to everybody on there. Salutes to everybody. Go ahead, sister. You got it.
Hey, you fine, baby. That's good. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, I was just wanting to like get on here and just try to explore and listen to other people on how everybody thinks, how, you know, we got to this point where if we own a lot of stuff here, how did we lose it? You know, what happened? Because I looked at the wars that went on between natives and Europeans for probably like 30 years here. The Civil War, they had little bitty wars, this little bitty war. Everybody was warring against each other for a good 150 years here, until everything just, like, I guess somebody submitted and said, okay, this is what it's gonna be, and this how it is. Anyway, I yield the floor on that. That's what I had to put out there. I'm on the panel just to understand, like, if anybody got any information about like what they have found as far as like what went on between, I guess, like the 14. I don't really do Christopher Columbus because I know that's another story, but I'm just saying between when immigrants started coming here and going back and forth, how did we get to this point where we are right now? And I think that's important for us to know, because it's like the history we've been told, like, it's not right, and it gives us a certain sense of self. So my thing is, like, we need to learn what really truly happened so we can have a clear understanding, so we can understand, so we won't repeat it, we can correct it. So I give the floor on that.
When you say what really happened, where you referring to exactly? The history of?
Yeah, just the history of what went on with us over here.
You know what? Like, you know, I'm gonna show you some what's crazy, right? I found that the best way to approach that is to ask what didn't happen.
Yeah, I feel like some of our ancestors was the ones selling us out, because you can't really take over somebody's apartments when they stay there. They know the shortcuts and the ins and outs. People from a foreign land, I don't think they just come over here that easily and just take what we got. You know what I'm saying? Somebody had to be helping them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, let me say this. I see people in the chat saying that I shouldn't really be mentioning FBA or ADOS because they represent us being, I know ADOS saying American descendants of slaves. FBA is foundational Black American. To my understanding, neither one of these groups have a Pan-African ideology.
Yeah, nah, they're more Aboriginal based, but to what the brother was saying about you know, natives here assisting with the takeover from the foreign, you know, the settlers or invaders, or whatever you want to call them. He's right, because there's, aside from the story of how the island of Manhattan was purchased, there was also other incidences where one tribe would be at war with another tribe. So then the Europeans or whoever, hold on, sorry, that's my son. Hey, buddy, you got to knock it off real quick, okay? When the settlers would come, they would make a deal with one tribe, and they would say, okay, we'll help you defeat that other tribe, but as part of the deal, whatever land y'all take from them, y'all got to give us half of it, or give us the land, or, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. So there was a lot of that went on too. So it was a combination of things. Some of it was bad business deals and people getting jerked off in the deals, and other parts of it was natives aiding and abetting the Europeans and taking the land, and then the other part of it was the Europeans straight up taking the land. So it was that's why it's so confusing and convoluted to really get to the bottom of it, because you got to go area by area and see what happened. Like in the state of New York, for example, there was in the lower part of New York State, there was a lot of business deals being made. In the upper part, like upstate areas, that's where the wars were, and the Europeans were getting involved in the wars and so on. So you got to go state by state, region by region to figure out what actually really went down. But because I grew up in New York, you know, I learned a lot about New York State history. That's how New York got the name New York, because it's named after York, England. And those guys who bought the land of Manhattan, that was the first purchase of the state of New York that happened under the British Crown.
I want to hop in on that. What's up, bro? Sanchez in the panel.
What's good, Ronald?
And that was good stuff. Can you hear me, bro? Because last time I was having issues with my audio.
We can hear you. Yeah,
all right. I want not only that, because I think it's important when you say things like that, because that's for me to get you know.
Okay, so yeah.
Kwame's breaking up.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Hey, bro, since I'm gonna hop off, I'm gonna hop back in because I can't even hear. My shit is. I'm gonna hop back in.
Yeah. All right.
Sorry about that, bro.
No problem. Diallo, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good, brother Sanchez. How is it going, man? Long time.
Man, it's good to have you, my brother. Welcome to the bill.
Yes, my brother. Thank you. Yeah, with the whole situation, I've been watching and listening for the past few days, so I had to check in. Like, so with this lady, this Jamaican lady, yeah, you know my background being Jamaican too. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from and the whole point of everything. But at the same time, like with her accomplishments and like as a Black woman, like, do you think Jamaicans are not Black?
What does it mean to be Black to you, Diallo?
To be Black?
I want y'all to listen up. I'm finna show y'all something right now. What does it mean to be Black to you? Go ahead.
Being a Negro.
You know what? To a Black man who descended of this land and an Aboriginal of this land, it means so much more to be Black than what you just said. You want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm trying to learn. That's why I tapped in. I'm trying to understand, because like as in complexion, like every Black people have the
ain't
same
a skin
complexion.
tone. It ain't a skin tone. When we talk Black, we talking a ideology. We talking a lineage. Listen, my skin tone ain't Black. You see what I'm saying? I mean, everybody that's my skin folk ain't my kinfolk, because you can be within the skin tone of my people but still be a descendant, like Kwame Brown, like Winsome Sears.
I feel like Black.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, my bad. I was just trying to add on to what Bro Sanchez was saying, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear, please.
Yeah, because listen. Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel like Black is like a social status, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really ain't even got nothing to do with your race. Like, it was white black people too. Like it was white people that were slaves that built America too. Like it really ain't got nothing to do with your skin color. So like even with descendants of slaves, that could be Irish people, that could be Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? It could be African people, indigenous people. A lot of people were slaves back then.
Yeah, so when you ask me what does it mean to be black, it means to be unidentified. It means to be uprooted. Black to me means to be blank. If everyone had a sheet of paper that said, I am with a blank right there, everybody be able to fill it in except the black people, because the word black is equivalent to the word blank. So leaving it blank and writing black there would be unknown. In science, black represents unknown. If they identify something that they don't know yet, they call it dark energy or dark something or black this, or it's always represented the unknown. The way we use it today to identify people who are unknown is in the same sense. So in essence, black is the unknown culture. And the people who are unknown never tried to be known. They just created a whole culture called the unknown ones. I'm blank and I'm proud. I don't know who the fuck I am and I'm proud. Blank power, unidentified power. You've embraced the word, you embraced the state of emptiness instead of fulfilling the space with an identity that will really give you power.
Yeah, I feel that.
Black people don't look at it that way because, look, we love, you just don't want to be black. No, I don't want to be blank. I want a flag. I want a land. I want a nation. You shouldn't be satisfied with blank power. Fill in a motherfucking blank, then I'll be satisfied.
Hey, but bro, like if we don't know where we come from, no, that's what I'm saying. People could be Nigerian, they could be Ethiopian. Like I ain't gonna
Listen,
lie,
man,
you like kind of.
we know where we come from, no Uno. We know where we come from.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't even know myself, so that's why I be like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's really like kind people is my kind of people, you know what I'm saying? Like people who think like I think, like somebody said that yesterday, you know what I'm saying? I really don't care about skin tone or nationality as long as they push it towards the same goal. Like I don't put no separation between Jamaicans, you know what I'm saying, Africans, even Indians, you know what I'm saying? We all melanated people in my eye.
Yeah, that's my point. When I look at like Haitian can share the same like skin tone. Do we?
I didn't hear what he said. He was borging out. Random. You
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying like as Black people, we all look alike. We share the same complexion, the skin tone. We all melanated, but we might not have the same ideology. Like when we're talking about Jamaicans, Africans, and because there's Black people all over, we all like came from different cultures and had different experience.
Yeah, I feel like we are the same people. The only thing that split us up is like pride.
I feel like y'all don't know what Black people are. You're thinking Black people is a whole bunch of people around the world that's come in shades of brown, and that is just pure stupidity. That ain't what a Black person is. Who are y'all talking about? What are y'all talking about? That is not what Black people is. Black people ain't a whole bunch of people that's melanated and all that. That's crazy. Let me hit the laugh button.
Hey, can I say something to these brothers?
Let me tell you who Black people are. Black people are a group of people who are aboriginal to America who don't know that they are, and they think they're foreigners. Listen to me, y'all. Black people are a group of people, and I'm gonna mute y'all because I want you to really hear this. Black people are a group of people that's aboriginal to America, but since they don't know that, they unidentified, because when people say, well, if y'all ain't always been in America, where did you come from? And if you say Africa, Moorish shit, Spain, Ottoman Empire, Hebrew, Jerusalem, you're saying you're a dual citizen and an immigrant. And even when you go to these places, you're going to be a second-class citizen because they saying you ain't come from here. Everybody where you saying where you come from, when you get there, the people going to be like, hush, child, you didn't come from here. All the people in Africa know where they come from, and you ain't one of them. They'll tell you that when you get there and wake your ass up too. And let me tell you something. Since you forgot that you were aboriginal to this land, you're trying to claim other people's shit. And so that creates a situation where you're an unidentified people, because the only way you can reclaim your identity is to acknowledge the fact that you always been right where you at. Your nation is hidden right under your fucking feet. And everybody from these islands and all of that, they coming over here and saying, hey, we black too. And I'm like, bro, no, you have an identity. To be black means to be unidentified. And if you're a Jamaican, you have an identity and an island and a culture and a flag. You're identified. Why do all these people who are identified come try to say, I'm one of y'all unidentified people? No, you're not. You have an identity. Get the fuck over there. You're sick if you want to be part of the unidentified group. Embrace your identity and stay over there and let us figure out who the fuck we are. Because it's it ain't help, it's confusion when everybody come over here like, look, we unidentified too. We unidentified too. I'm Jamaican and unidentified. How you can be both? Black means unidentified, blank. Either you got an identity or you don't. And if you have an identity or a descendant land, claim that and nothing else, because you're muddying the waters with the people who trying to become a group. We can't form as an exclusive group because all of these other groups assimilating with us saying, we one of y'all unidentified motherfuckers too. And we like, wait a minute, who's really us? Do you have an identity? Who's unidentified or not? Who's the real unidentified group here? And these guys can't say that because it's like, well, I'm Jamaican American. I'm Nigerian American. I'm like, well, hold up. You infiltrating in. Go over there. You have an identity. We're the unidentified group and everybody want to be part of that, and it's sick to me. Why would you want to do that? If I was Jamaican, I wouldn't even say I'm black. I say, man, I'm Jamaican American. And niggas can hate me all they want, but they need to find their own identity and quit trying to force me to be unidentified. Becky, hit me.
Hey, bro, Sanchez, how long you think this earth been around, been existing?
Hey, can I say something? I don't think that matters, though. I think
it really don't. I don't know where he went. Go ahead, lawyer.
I think that a lot of these immigrants are becoming the colonizers as well in modern day because they're afraid that we're waking up and we'll be able to identify ourselves and we can distinguish between the two of us or the many of us. And that's the threat, because if we do, then that takes away a resource for them. Because it takes away a resource because they can no longer come here and identify themselves as us. Now, if we all recognize that we're our Aboriginals and we say that, hey, this is our land, it takes a lot of pride and ownership to be good stewards. I was talking to a guy in the chat earlier, to steward the land and take care of it. So other people that come from these different locations don't become bad stewards, waste our resources and then go back home. Because what they're doing is they're trying to do a big grab right now because there is a lot of us that are waking up. And by claiming these key resources, we're able to dictate what happens to it. And they don't want that, because if we can stop them from claiming the resources, then we have power here, because we are stopping them from coming over here. They're like 007s. They're agents, just like you said. They're 007s. They're taking on two different personas, and they're coming here and they're saying, hey, we can do the same thing you guys do because we look just like you. But that's not the fact. Just because you look like us don't mean you are us. And we need to respect that, because we can't go there and claim something that they have, because they take pride and ownership in their shit. We're the only ones that aren't taking pride and ownership. And right now we're starting to, and they're afraid that we're going to do it. So they're going to elect a bunch of foreigners and make them our voice. But what we have to do is we got to stay vigilant. And Bro Sanchez, you're doing a wonderful job, bro. Wonderful.
Hey, can I elaborate on the point I was trying to make?
Much love, lawyer. Appreciate that. Yeah, no. Guess what, Uno? If ain't that you, yeah, go ahead. Where you was going? It seemed like you was finna take us off topic. Let's give you a try. My bad. Go ahead.
Basically, I was just trying to say that, like, people been migrating these lands for like thousands, probably millions of years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you can identify a group of people by the land mass anyway. I believe it was black people.
We're not
people.
identifying a group of people by landmass. You want to know why I identify myself as an Aboriginal, correct?
Yes, sir.
Orally. My folks never said they were immigrants, and it'll be documented if they were, but they are not.
But
Listen, you know what? If my folks came over here from West Africa, that would make me a Geechee, a Gullah Geechee, and I'm not. I'm an Indian. I'm who Columbus thought were Indian. There were black people, so-called copper-colored people over here, so-called black people over here, who didn't come here from Africa. They was always here. They wore feathers in their hair and said, ooh, yeah, them was my people. Not the dudes in Africa, not the booty scratchers.
Exactly.
I don't feel like that much difference between us. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, all right, so this is my first time joining the screen.
Hey, I'm just fucking with y'all. Man. I'm just fucking with you.
This is my first time hopping in the screen.
But it's the truth.
But but look, y'all know I'm just fucking with y'all, man.
But at the same time, I do gotta elaborate on this. I know for sure, like, my peoples, they stayed in America this whole time. My people are from Georgia. Like, they never left Georgia. They never traveled nowhere. They stayed in Georgia. Like, we even came up in Georgia because my great grandmama, she was a sharecropper in Georgia. Like, so I know for, like, I don't know where this out of Africa shit came from. Even in school, I ain't never really listened to that shit. I'm 19 years old. That shit ain't really ever, like, touched me to the point where I had this type of belief towards this. Like, all the beliefs that I had grew in school, all them shits washed away soon as I got out, because all of that indoctrination went away soon as I got out of school. You feel me? Like, soon as I got a real taste of, all right, I get to see for myself and not just looking in books and trying to make it day by day, you feel me, in school. I got to see another part of life, and it just kind of opened my eyes. And Bro Sanchez, you helped me out a lot, you feel me? Like, I'm a young nigga. I go through a lot of shit. So you feel me? When I came on your channel, we shared a lot of interests. We shared a lot of shit in common, like a lot of our thought process, the way that we elaborate on shit, like a lot of the shit that you seen, it kind of just came out. It manifested into a whole nother, like, it was like I made another me, but it's a grown man, you feel me, telling me some of the realest shit I ever heard in my life, you feel me? So I gotta say I appreciate you for that, you feel me? Like, just woke me up to a lot of shit, and you just kind of helped me see more than what I was saying before. You know what I'm saying? I already had a sharp mind. You sharpened it, so I gotta say I appreciate that, bro. That's it.
Most definitely, most definitely. Hey man, much love and respect to everybody. Salutes to my people in Cape Cod and to my people in Africa. Y'all know that if you look at the category of the video, it's in entertainment. Some of what I do is for shock factor, just like these comedians. So hey, keep that in mind. Let's go ahead, random thoughts. Let's see how your mic sounded now. Random, did you get your mic fixed, brother? Let's check it out. Go ahead, DJ Freedom.
Hey, I was just thinking about how could we be from Africa and like how could somebody from a whole different country like Europe come to Africa and just round people up and take them to a whole different other country? Like it just doesn't make sense. So that's why I feel like there's this whole bunch of discrepancies on history or whatever. And the more I listen to Dane, listen to you, I start to understand like, yo, these questions is coming in my head. Like, how the fuck they gonna have all these people on the bottom of a boat across a large ass ocean with the currents going crazy ass directions?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, how can somebody like, so if we're physically more dominant than Europeans. We're stronger, we're taller, we're faster, we're I say we're smarter. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go back all the way back to like ancient Mesopotamia and all that, they the ones who came up with mathematics and all this other stuff and spread it amongst the world. And that's pretty much what Eastern Asia, I'm at Western Asia. So I mean, my point is like, how can someone inferior to you become more superior? Like it just doesn't make sense. So that's the only thing I'm trying to say.
I feel that.
Yo,
Hey,
let me
I
tell you.
I got some smoke.
Okay, let me just say this though. I'm repping FBA and ADOS all day, and that shit ain't gonna change. And I don't even agree with everything that both of them groups teach. But goddamn it, that's what the only groups available that represent the Aboriginal stance on a political level, if you ask me, and I'll debate somebody on that. But yeah, go ahead, lawyer.
I know what I said earlier was in full support of what you were saying, but the smoke I have for you, Sanchez, is the fact is that you're denying that you have a stake in this government. I think that we should build up our base and make it so we have a say here in America. That way, if other brothers from these different nations want to come over, we can do what we call fellowship with them instead of competing with them at the same time. Go ahead.
Let me show you something. You know why these people from other countries get better opportunities than the people who we call Black Americans in the ghettos here? Can I explain to you why?
Yeah, go ahead.
They have a government. They have a dual citizenship. In other words, there's certain negotiations that happen at the UN, let's say with the Kenyan government, what they saying to the American government, listen, when my people come to your country, how are they going to be treated? And if America and Kenya have a good relationship or whatever they're agreeing on, listen, when Kenyans come into America, this is what we're going to provide for them and do to them to help them out if they decide to live here. This is the kind of conversations happening at the UN where a person coming from one motherland to another one with dual citizenship who have a flag, a nationality, They have someone to speak on behalf of them. We don't. We don't have a nation, a flag that's saying, look, America, what you gonna do? Now, when my people come to your land, how you gonna treat them? We have a bunch of sellouts and puppets talking about how you gonna treat us, and they ain't treating us good because the people who speaking on my behalf ain't one of us. But if you're fucking from Nigeria, when you come over here, the government that's speaking on your behalf at least have a voice at the table with this government that you're going to. They don't see us as none of, they see you as just an unidentified group that's just a victim, a prisoner of war. You bound to you only good is your identity on this land. And if you don't have one, then you pretty much don't have a voice. You don't have a say. Your vote ain't worth nothing. You have the illusion of inclusion until you can identify yourself as a group. And who's, you see what I'm saying? Like, see, so check this out. Is you saying we got to get into American government to change stuff? That's wrong. We have to become a government. And that way, when we sit down at the table with these politicians, you're negotiating with a nation, not Al Sharpton. Nations only respect nations, man. Until your people become it like Israel, the Jews and all of that, some kind of group with a flag like all other groups, they don't even hear what the fuck you got. You're like cattle. You lost that sea. You're Goyim, as they call it.
That's true. I understand that. But at the same time, we've been replaced in the government by foreign entities. So when they come here and they look like us, they're able to get into these positions. The reason we're having such a hard time with them, in my opinion, is that we're allowing them to make policies for the agreements between their countries and them. They're making policies so they can become like us, which is not a bad thing. But I think the bad thing is by us erasing ourselves from that stage. What we can do is the flag that was put here in America, the American flag, it is ours. It became ours the second it became the representation of America. It became ours. We just have to step up and take pride and ownership of it. We can't let people step on it. We can't let people say, fuck America. We got to be able to step up and say, no, fuck America. Fuck the people that are destroying America. That's how you do that. You don't sit back and watch people destroy it and then complain about them destroying it. You have to step up and say, give me that flag. I'll nurture it. I'll clean it and I'll wave it proudly. And it's going to be my flag from here on. When we sit back and say that ain't ours, we don't know who we are. What we've just not done is we just erased ourselves from the books. We need to start putting ourselves in the books more numerously. That means more people need to step up and say, hey, I got this.
That flag, our American flag, just represents so much oppression over the course of history in this country to our people. So it's like, how could you try to use that flag? As far as I'm concerned, the American flag is just like the Confederate flag, for real, for real.
The Confederate flag is ours too, because our people waved it as well. All the teachings that Bro Sanchez did, talking about the American flag, and in the opposition of being the Confederate flag, he was talking about it meant this land. Now, when you go back and you look, you go back and you look at the people that fought behind that flag that look like us, you think that they cared, that you thought it was a racist flag? No, they fought for it because it represented something to them. Until we find out what it is, we're just going to be just another group of people speaking about how this land mass is being taken from us, when in actuality, we're still here. My bad, go ahead.
What I think it represents is capitalism, man. Capitalism, I think, is the root of all this. Fuck you, pay me is the reason why shit is the way it is, man. Until we start getting on some fuck you, pay me type shit, then that's the only way so-called Black Americans is going to be able to get to where they
We
want to
are.
be. I guess, I mean, we where we want to be in music and sports and shit like that, and fashion, but and movies and acting and shit like that. But what about, you know, the things that like matter other than entertainment? Like, we on top of the entertainment game. Like,
I
like
got
we
a
hold
question for
good
you.
high positions in entertainment.
I got a question for you, and I don't mean to cut you off, brother. But have you listened
Go
to
ahead.
Sister Guthrie talk about her tribe? And do you know that her tribe is
Yeah.
considered a corporation? Now, have you asked her how
And do
she
you know her
created her tribe?
tribe? Do you think her tribe, not cut you off, do you think her tribe owned slaves, owned workers at one time?
No, because her tribe was created by her tribe. It doesn't matter what she owned. She took
I'm
a
saying,
stand
like,
and
back in the,
see, that's what we need to change right there. By
Go
saying
ahead.
that the American flag represents corruption and oppression, we need to take that motherfucker and say, hey, now it
It
represents
does.
something else. Today it represents me, and I'm a Black dude. It represents me today, because when somebody
Now
come
let me
over
ask
here,
you a question.
go
Tell
ahead.
me how the American flag represents you, because I ain't saying I agree or disagree. I'm just curious to know though.
Well, for one, when the American
It
flag is
represents the
flown,
opposition of you.
Let him go.
bro, because when that American flag is flown in my front yard, that's my shit. Can't nobody just come up and take my flag off my pole. That's my flag, even though it's an American flag.
Police
It's my flag.
Can I really
So what I did
can I
was
really say
go
some
ahead.
real shit though? Real
Go ahead.
talk. The Confederate flag is your true flag, and the American flag is really from Britain. But go ahead.
I got the Confederate flag too. I'm glad you said that, because I fly both of those flags, and I
They
also
all
fly
the
the
colors.
Black American flag too. Have you guys heard about the Black American flag? That was flown during the war too.
What, that
And
police flag?
No, that's not a police flag, brother. That represents no quarter. That means we don't give up, because we ain't gonna let
I
motherfuckers come through and
always
take
That's
thought
our
what the
the
shit.
police
flag.
was
I
rocking.
always thought
No,
the
brother.
flag represented how they took our shit and made the
No.
flag and you know, the United States of America and all these Mason Eagles and shit they put in place. I thought that was the start of everything getting put in place. So me, it's like, fuck them flags, because when people I see throw up flags, they call them gang members. So if you want to be a tribe and throw up a
Right.
flag, guess what they
Bro,
gonna call you?
the
A
flag
some
gang
doesn't
member.
different
even
shit.
mean it doesn't even mean a banner waving high and flapping in the wind. The flag actually means a foundation. That's the
So what it mean when they
cornerstone.
cracked the Liberty Bell? What did that mean?
It means you represent
Yo.
hustle.
That
It
bell
means
was
you represent
utilized during
hustle.
a
You
period of
represent
time.
corporations.
That is
Pure evil,
All the
dude.
flag is
We do this every show. We'll go into a whole argument about the flag, but really, it's about really who's this group of people in America who we calling blacks, who can say that they're black. For example, if your ancestors descended from West Africa or somewhere, but you were born here, are you black? Like, let's talk about that. What identify as a group? What does it mean to be black? Like I said, to me, it means to be blank. And if you have an identity, then you can be blank. You felt in the blank already.
Exactly, because it's a lack of
Yeah, that's the
identification.
most. Go
yeah.
ahead,
Black
Bob.
people
Like,
still looking for a
how can
culture.
you
That's the
have,
thing.
how can you be, hold up, bro? How can you have a lack of nationality when you literally came from a different nation? You know what I'm saying? Like a different country. Like you have that. Like, keep your shit, bro. We Americans. Like,
He's
you
trying to
feel me?
saying what is though?
Huh?
Yeah,
Bro,
we Americans.
black
Black.
being black, lack of identification.
Right.
It's a having identification.
Right.
Yeah, that's the most important question. Because what if you from Ireland or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and you came up from the same struggle as the rest of these black people or indigenous people? But that's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Yeah,
Like, I believe America is well
But
populated with all
why are
kind
you
of.
guys talking over the fact is that being black is just an entity here in America? You guys are Americans. That's what you need to do. You need to say that you're an American. Now, if they ask you,
It really is though, because over in them other countries they don't distinguish. Because I know black French people, you know what I'm saying? I know black, you know what I'm saying, speak all kind of languages from all kind of continents and countries, you know what I'm saying? Only in America do we separate that shit, you know what I'm saying, with color classes and stuff.
Definitely seem like a thing here. That's true.
Can I go
Somebody
in for a
said
minute about what
somebody said who said it means blank. That's literally what it means though.
Yeah, and
Unless you telling me black people have found their identity now, share it with me. Shit, I've been waiting on it. Go ahead,
Can I go in
sister.
for a minute? Yeah, I had read a story about this guy called Stokely Carmichael, and I looked at the research about he was coming. Stokely Carmichael, he was a Pan-African, and he came in like around the civil rights, before the civil rights movement. And basically, what he was doing, he was from New York. He come from Tobago, Spain, right? So basically, he came down into the southern states, and basically, that is where he turned the Black Power type of energy. They wasn't calling themselves colored or Negro. He was literally the same thing that I've been researching and seeing, the same assimilation, the same behavior. He came down here to the South from New York, where he was okay with the J people, you know, whatever. He was in, he was in college with them. He lived amongst them, but he came down here to the South and literally gave the Southern people like this Pan-Africanism about Black Power. And him and Martin Luther King had a thing where Martin Luther King and the rest of the other so-called Negro people here in the South didn't want to be called Black or Black Power. They didn't understand that concept because it had nothing to do with them, because they didn't understand it. So basically, he brought students from New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, all up in the northern states, basically. And literally, they were coming down here to the South, giving so-called brown people, Black people, that sense of mentality. It was never a thing for Southern people to have a Black Power or call themselves Black. Yeah, it was and he went to a HBCU college. So my thing is like, we've always had people from different countries that came to the North that then infiltrated the South to teach us about where we were, and we already had an identity. People in the South, my grandma didn't like getting called colored, Negro, and all that. You know, we are Cherokee Indians and Haitians. I mean, that's where I come from. So my thing is like, when I read that, I grew up on knowing that already. But then when I look back in history, I see all these activists. It was so many activists coming down here in the South, teaching people, making them vote, making them do this. You need to be a U.S. citizen. You need to do this. And basically, they were coming from New York, and they were literally manipulating people down in the South that didn't really have an identity with Pan-Africanism, Black, the color, none of that. So that's why I'm like, I'm looking at all these stories, and I'm looking like, okay, when Bro Sanchez put on that thing about the Jamaican lady, I'm like, shit, you sound like Stokely Carmichael. And he was back here in the 1950s. This is 2021. Are they still doing the same assimilation? And that's the only thing. I dropped the mic off there. Are they still doing the same thing that they did back then?
Yeah, they are. Because we're allowing it.
That's what it looks like to me.
It still works.
Let me say something. Somebody in the chat room said we need to look up Henrietta Lacks. Let me share something with y'all about Henrietta Lacks. She wasn't Black. Her daddy was white. Becky hit me. A lot of people like to bring up Henrietta Lacks to say about how she got this dominant Black cell or Black DNA that they took her blood and all that stuff. Yo, where if you want to make that claim, she was the same thing Drake is. She was mixed.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of pseudoscience too.
Yeah, me too.
Because they get into that to go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I just look at like, we always been assimilated. Like, indigenous people always have been assimilated with something that was other than you. You always been given an identity by someone else. That's what it looked like. It's been like generation of people just giving you something. and literally to dissipate what you are originally are, because you always had activists, you always had these leaders, you know, and always everybody was coming in to do a purpose, to make you, you know, be something that they wanted you to be for what they were doing. Because Stokely Carmichael got a lot of money. A lot of those people got a lot of money for coming down here doing activism. A lot of people think activism is something like good for the people, and it's literally not. It's to come in and assimilate, to make you be something that you're not, and literally take advantage of you at the same time, but you don't even know it, because the fact that you've been so oppressed as a people, that then you have anybody coming in speaking big words and saying we Black power, we come from Africa, you know, and that's just like been a big thing. And it's been going on for so many generations from my own research. You know, I'm just looking at it, I'm like, do anybody else really see how this been going on for generations? You know, and here it's 2021, now we got another one from a different country. So it's like people from different countries come here and assimilate and take on the same frequency of a people that they don't even have any connection to. They just take frequency in the struggle, the oppressed part, but they don't take frequency on like when we were great and when we had our own shit. They don't take that on. Like, we were good people, we did great things here, but at the same time, they take on the oppressive part, which is emotional. And they use that emotional oppression to oppress even more the next generation to come, like the slavery thing. I mean, that's not even true. But people
Oppression
take on
sells, though.
it does. And that's what people don't see, that like literally you are being oppressed to literally to give your resources away. We are being oppressed right now to give our money away. They were oppressed back then to give their land away.
Okay.
The
It's
common
the same.
denominator.
My
The
fault.
common denominator. This is why I like Aboriginals people's teaching. Is the common denominator is the only people that only blacks that don't know their identity is the ones over here. Everywhere else they know it. So it's ironic that we don't know ours. It's because we are, like they say, American, for lack of better words. This is where we from. Even though I believe a lot of people was from here. I don't believe we're the only people from here, but I believe this is who we is. And people want to try to make it come from somewhere else, and I just don't see it. But y'all go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I
Because
was saying.
America,
It's all kind of people come from out here, though.
America has a lot of potential, bro, to make shit happen. So other foreigners come here so they can make those same potentials happen in their land through America. So there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is the people that are here that are making those things happen are not stepping up and saying, hey, we can make it happen. But at the same time, you need to recognize this is my shit. And then on top of that, you can come here and live amongst us and fellowship with us, but you cannot come here and stay as if you are us. And ain't nothing wrong with that, because you have a culture, you have pride in that culture. The thing is that we don't have too much pride in our culture, and our culture is America. They use all of these propagandas to make money off of us. It pays big to be a protester these days. The same thing with an activist. Go ahead, bro.
I want to show folks something real quick, because somebody in the chat keep talking about Henrietta Lacks. So look, they said pull up a picture of Henrietta Lacks. Now let me show y'all something. Now check this out. Here go Henrietta Lacks, right? Let me show you who her daddy is. Her daddy is named John Randall Pleasant. And here he go right here. This white dude right here, this old white dude. This old white dude was married to a 13-year-old girl. And hey, this is allegedly, I can pull it up. Look, John Randall Pleasant, age 48. the father of Henrietta Lacks, was married to a 13-year-old girl named Lillian. I even got this article here you can look up and show Henrietta was descended from slaves. On her father's side, she descended from slaves owned by a tobacco farmer named Pleasance. In other words, she descended from a slave owner on her father's side. On her father's side, she descended from I'm finna go into it now. So she had slaves that belonged to a tobacco farmer. And on her mother's side, she descended from a white owner of slaves and a former slave who continued to work. So according to this, so my bad, it's on her mother's side. On her mother's side, she descends from a white slave owner. So that explains John.
You know a nickname, Pleasance.
John Randall Pleasant, yeah, which is this guy right here. According to what I'm looking up. Hold on.
He's white dude or Pleasance is black dude.
Yeah, because this is her parents I'm looking up to see where she descended from. And when I put it up, I saw these white folks. I was like, that explains why she's so fair-skinned. Now, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. In this movie that they about to do about Henrietta Lacks, what Oprah doing, look at here. You see the deception? They ain't gonna tell nobody that she's mulatto. They're gonna say she's a black woman, right? They got the whole world thinking that, you know, this is a black woman. But what I don't know. It would be mulatto, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. So it ain't really about color, races, all that shit is bullshit. But I'm showing you why they make it about that. Because they want to blur identities and plot and politics and shit and all this shit, and it work against you though.
And you wouldn't believe how many celebrities are from the Caribbean and from Jamaica and stuff like that. I think even Oprah Winfrey, it's not that that's bad. It's the fact is that they have a different allegiance. They have an allegiance from another land to prosper here in order to make that land prosper as well. And that's not bad either. But the thing is that by making another region prosper, you sort of hamper or deteriorate the prosperity of this land's people. See, because at the end of the day, if you go back home with all your resources that you acquired here, you really didn't make anything prosper here.
Hey, guess
so a lot
what?
of these.
Let me say something. Nathaniel Hills, won't you click the link, man? I don't know what the hell wrong with you. You saying I can't get away from calling us black. No, America can't get away from calling us black. I'm calling us what they call us. And how the fuck are you more mad at me from calling you black than you mad at BET from calling you black? It's literally called Black Entertainment Television. They literally got Black Lives Matter. They literally call you a black American. I'm literally telling you that the word black to me means blank. Means you ain't got no identity. If you're going to call us that, I'm telling you that you're calling us the unknown people, and I will not embrace the title of unknown as my identity. Now, if that's going over your head, Nathaniel, this is just too much. This is too advanced for you. But you right now are very emotional, and I hate to see Negroes get emotional in the chat room. Click the link, man. Be a man now. Now, let's go. Ain't no way around what I just said. Listen, somebody said, hold on, wait. Whoever that is talking, you kind of borging out. If you got a camera on, cut it off. That'll help you out. But before I pass the mic, let me do something real quick. Paul and Nathaniel, click the link. Paul and Nathaniel, click the link. Paul and Nathaniel, click the link. The one drop rule is bullshit, Paul and Nathaniel. Paul said she falls under the one drop rule so she can sit still connected to the brown DNA. The one drop rule don't mean that a person is connected to the brown DNA. It means that the brown DNA completely dominates the white DNA and that they're not black, that they're not white, because one drop of black DNA cancels out the white DNA. It's called a dominant gene theory, or the one drop rule.
Not to mention the one drop rule was actually created by racist whites to keep mixed people out of their circles. So they say, if you got one drop of black in you, you black, you ain't white, you can't rock with us. That's where the one drop rule came from. So it's actually something that was created by racist whites. And now we got Negroes holding on to this shit like it's something of their own.
Yeah, the one drop rule is straight BS. Yeah.
Yeah, the one drop.
Now, citizen, man, they actually say Mexicans is white now to try to bring the census up far as how many people in America. It's crazy. They trying to add on to their numbers. So go ahead, y'all got it.
And you know what though? I get shots out to that brother citizen, man. Because that brother citizen, man, he came here with his family and he took on a totally different outcome of what it was expected of him. And he's sharing a lot of good information with bro and a bunch of people on how this government actually works and how we can put our foot in this game instead of us being passed over in this duck goose type thing we're doing. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna speak up for us but us. And we got to take some pride and ownership in this shit. And I give shots out to bro and I give shots out to citizen, man, because these two brothers right there, it seems like they frontlining this shit. And we got to give respect where respect's due.
Salute.
I feel like Americans are too comfortable with this, you know what I'm saying? So you never know the person that might help us get up out of this jam we in, you know what I'm saying? They might be from another nation. So that's why I don't disregard nobody, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, let me tell you something. Hold on, wait. Rashi said, all mixed folk, everybody do me a favor, man. Check this out. If you listening to this video right now and you haven't hit the like and share button, do it right now. Now check this out. I gotta deal with Rashi. Rashi said, all mixed folks is black to most black Americans. That's to you. For you to identify a person what they are to you mean you're a racist, evil motherfucker. Let a person tell you what they are. If Drake come up to you and say, listen, I'm not black. I'm part black and I'm part white. And I want to acknowledge, and I'm going to acknowledge both of my sides. Like, I love my white mother and I love my black father. And you're not going to just make me say I'm under some rule where I got to just say I'm all black. And I would tell a person who trying to make Drake do that you're an evil motherfucker, to try to make them deny the part of their DNA that they mix with and tell them, no, you ain't mixed, you black, man. You're desperate for people to be a part of you. You don't have an identity, so you don't want nobody else to have an identity. That's desperate. Nah, you one of us, man. You one of the people under the stairs.
Hey, can I ask something? I feel like
that's exactly what black people do when you say you Native American.
Hey, but what does our nationality have to do with, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in the world? Because it's black people in the Illuminati too that's oppressing us. Is indigenous.
Yeah, I think
people,
you might need to stick on the topic, though. No offense, my brother Uno. The topic is classification status. FBA ADOS, black and none. Yeah.
I'm asking the question though, like, no matter what what nation we claim, how is that gonna make any difference? You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're gonna give us no reparations or nothing like that. So, like,
Oh, cool. We ain't talking about reparations. We're talking about forcing mixed people to identify as full-blooded black, brother. Let somebody else deal with it if you don't know what we own. No offense.
it's good.
Okay, can I tell about something that I researched as well as far as classification? In Europe they had a Renaissance, so called, and this is its history that I read and researched, and I'm just putting on the table. So basically, they had blue blood people. I don't know if anybody heard about that, where you could see like the skin color through your skin tone or whatever. It was a social engineering project, basically, and it was like we say the one drop rule here. It was the same in Europe back in 16 and 1700 as far as what I researched. And basically, if you couldn't see the blue line, your bloodline, the blue blood through your skin tone, they had a classification for people like that over there. So racism really, as you look at it, didn't start over here. It started in Europe first, and then they brought that same type of indoctrination here. Because back before then, everybody was mixing with each other. There was no sense of white people and black people. Everybody came from different lineages, and it was pale Europeans and brown Europeans and dark Europeans and very fair Europeans. So I'm looking at it, how the dynamic came here and how we are living out that same dynamic right now. So I'm gonna yield the mic on that. That's what I researched, and I don't know if anybody else have ever researched that before, but it was a social engineering thing that went on, and it had nothing to do with skin tone. It was about ruling over certain people and dominating certain people. That what it was all about. It wasn't about, who you were having sex with and mating with. It was just like a social group of people that came together and say, okay, we did, and okay, well, we that. And so basically they created this whole social class in the Renaissance. We got the Harlem Renaissance here, but they had a different Renaissance in Europe before all the stuff that we know right now. So they were literally had an agenda before they even came and literally spread this shit out all over the earth. So I want to know if anybody else know about that. So I give the floor.
Hey, look, let me give a shout out to Nathaniel Hills. He said he gonna give me a little time to grow because he been studying this when I was in church. So I'ma just say this, Nathaniel. I'ma take your word for that. I'ma believe you. I'ma say, well, maybe he been studying this genealogy stuff longer than me. And I'm gonna wait for you to come on and prove yourself right or wrong. And time will tell. So salutes to Nathaniel. Yeah, so my thing is the one drop rule is just black people trying to claim everybody. I'm gonna tell you, like, in the South, if you got a mixed baby, they be loving the hell out that baby. The real fair skinned one and stuff, he get treated a little different and stuff. No cap, we got colorism issues, but check this out. Because of that, the thing about it is, if you got a person that's got a white mama, black daddy, right? And they're not really fucking with the one drop rule. They love their white mama. The one drop rule is just black people giving them niggas an ultimatum. Saying, look, Drake, either you're gonna be white or black because you got to choose one if you wanna be, hip hop. So just say that mixed baby wanna be a rapper. He wanna be part of like the hip culture and all that. Then he got to choose, because niggas gonna say, look, you got to disown the white side of yourself. That's the one drop rule. It's a rule we put on them. It ain't no science based in this shit. It's basically an ultimatum. And so if that same white mixed baby decide not to be part of the quote unquote hip culture, if he decide to be some nerd in the tech field in Silicon Valley, he might say, you know what, I'm not black. My mother's white, my daddy's black, and I identify as mixed. And black folks might say, that's a motherfucking coon. He know he black. You know why? They're desperate. A person can't be what they want him to be. They want him to disown his mama so he can be one of them, crab in a bucket. No, that man ain't one of you. He got a white mama. And he can identify with her if he choose to, you sick motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's why they came up with mulatto. But the point you're making is so powerful is that a black person not gonna care if the mixed person say I'm black. But if the mixed person say I'm white, now you got a problem. That's borderline racist to me. Because if he can say he black and you cool with it, he should be able to say he white and you still cool with it because he come from a mixed breed. It's sort of like a red-nosed pit and a blue-nosed pit. When they had their puppies, they're neither red nor blue. Now they consider purple pits. And that's just how it go, man. It's not the same. But before I pass the mic, we all mix with something. There's no way around it. Once people are having sex, it's no way around it.
I'm mixed right now. I have a mixed opinion about you comparing people to dogs. I don't understand that shit.
Right.
First of all, we're way more complex.
Let me make you understand
we're way more complex than that.
I know.
Black folks do call each other dogs.
Up here calling us dogs.
Hey, hold on, man. Let me
That's what's
explain
wrong with
it,
us.
man.
We allow anything.
Hold on, man.
Hey,
I'm not allowing it right now.
You can't
All right,
tell
well,
that
allow
shit.
He didn't mean it by that content.
Right.
Hold on, man. Let me explain it to the buffoon. Now listen, I'm
Hold
talking
on,
about
Sir Drop.
Okay, the smartest guy in the room. Let me explain it to you.
You don't want to call somebody a buffoon.
All right,
Straight
cool,
up.
Man.
When your only analogy can be about dogs.
Bro. I'm sorry
when your
for
only
that.
analogy can be about dogs
one
and
at a
nothing
time.
else. Come on, man.
Okay, great, man. Okay, great. Let me explain it. I'm talking about they both the same dog and they're mixing. And you got a red dog and a gray dog. I'm not talking about dogs as like humans. I'm saying the mixing is they have live babies and everything. They don't lay eggs. When they mix, it mixes up. If you have sex with a Caucasian, it's gonna mix up. So that's why I use the dog analogy. You buffoon. What you talking about, bro?
You're a buffoon, first of all, because you try to push this analogy more than once already. And that shit sounds stupid. You sound remedial. You're talking about dogs. If you're going to talk about the humans, talk about people. That one drop rule is pseudoscience, just like that dog shit is pseudoscience.
Yeah, that's right.
Need to drop off the fucking map. That's what you need to do. That's bullshit.
No, y'all going at it. This shit is lit though. Hey, salutes to the panel, man. It's all love. Y'all know how we do. Let's drop a bomb. Pro Black Najoin, I know it's about to get heated. Y'all like and share the video. Who said they got a question?
Man, that was me, man. J-Dub, man.
I was hoping it was you because you had your hand up a minute. You got the flow. Thanks for your patience, man.
All right, yeah, no problem, man. And salute to you, Brother Sanchez. You know, I've been following you for a while now, you know what I'm saying? I became one of your loyal fans, man.
Oh, man, that's what's up.
Yeah, man, I had a lot of smoke, man. Wanted to get into the whole masonry thing, man. You know, and then I had some smoke from Miss Barbados, but I didn't get to get in yesterday. But you know, it's all good. So as far as like what Drop was saying, I just want to say I kind of agree with that, man. Like, I don't think anybody here that call themselves black got the same bloodline from the time they, you know, since inception. We all mixed with something. In some kind of way, we, you know, if you look at it like dogs, we all mutts.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me share something with y'all. Having your blood, let me share something with y'all. I want you to listen up. I'm gonna show you why that's what Drop pointing out ain't really fully applicable to us. Check it out. The concept of being native to a land or aboriginal to a land or indigenous to a land ain't got nothing to do with skin color. If there were white-skinned people that was always in America, they would be considered American Aboriginals. And if there were black people or brown-skinned people, they would be considered American Aboriginals. The word Aboriginal ain't exclusive to a skin tone unless you believe in the Pan-African theory, which says blacks were first, which means we're the first original humans were a certain skin tone. No. What I'm telling you is this. When I say that I'm black, it means I'm unidentified. Now, that don't mean I don't know my identity. That just means I haven't been able to claim that identity before the League of Nations as a group yet. I haven't been able to garner up enough numbers to call myself a group yet, because a lot of my people don't want to identify with the word Naga, Aboriginal. Now the whole world know us as the Nagas. Everywhere in the world, everybody on earth know this little group of black people in America that we call the Aboriginals as niggas through hip hop and everything. And all we gotta do is claim it. And the people who know that, they're banning the N-word because they know what I know. The Nagas actually got their own flag that we can get from the Olmecs, and their own spiritual system, which is one of the foundations of all technology today. The Naga people were some of the most advanced people on earth, and the only people you can compare to them today is the Chinese people who leading in electronics and all that. And what are they symbol? The serpent, the Naga. Because they got your information. The original flag of America was the Don't Tread on Me flag. It had a serpent on it. That was the serpent of the Naga. The Confederate flag represents the North Pole for four original lands that even the Pygmies said they descended from. That's on Mercator map. So our identity is right there. We won't claim it because they turned the swastika, which was our religious symbol, into racism. They turned the word nigger to racism, Naga. They made the Confederate flag ban. Y'all think they care that much about you that they're going to say, hey, man, we don't want to hurt black people's feelings. No more N-word. No more swastika, right? Because that disrespect, you think they care? You know what? No more Confederate flag because we care about black people. Yeah, bro, you don't see it spiritual warfare. They taking away everything of your that really your true nationality, and they playing what you call a reverse psychology. So now they don't want you to be called a nigga when really that's who you are. They making you hate the Confederate flag when really that was your real flag, your flag. Like, this social engineering is crazy.
Hey, I hate to go to the Bible, but in the Bible they say we battle against spirit, not flesh. Like you said, it's a spiritual warfare. So I really don't think it even got nothing to do with nationality thing.
Yeah. And the United States flag is it's a copycat almost of the Confederate flag as well. Still has the stripes, still has the colors, still has the stars. It's like a branch of that flag as well, and vice versa.
And let me tell you something, man. When you call a mixed person a mutt, listen, if a woman calls a mixed person a mutt, and that mixed person say you a bitch, you can't get mad. Cause listen, I'm gonna tell you why, right? I'm gonna tell you why. A mutt is a mixed dog, and a bitch is a female dog. So if I'm a mixed man and you call me a mutt, I'm going to say, okay, bitch, if you're a woman. And if you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't get, when you talk about a mixed human, no, listen, a mixed human don't all of a sudden become a dog just because they mama white or daddy white. And that's basically a racial slur to any person that's mixed. You taking a shot at them. You calling them a dog because they mixed, and that's fucked up. And that's why I said we're sick, man. We're sick. We hurt people hurt people. Hurt people hurt people. Go ahead. That's game.
Can I get a chance to explain myself on that, man? It was just a play on words. I use a lot of phonics, man, but I meant no disrespect to anybody mixed. Now to go like, let me see, what's the best way to explain it? So when I was telling you, since inception, you can't really say that people here in America, their bloodline hasn't been, infiltrated. At some point, indigenous or not.
Hold on, let me share something with you. Let me share something with you. Like I said, if black people always been on this land, that's what give them their indigenous status. Now, if they didn't leave this land, but other people came to this land and had sex with them, you can't fuck nobody out of their indigenous status. So just because white women came onto my land and I started having sex with them, I'm not indigenous no more because I had sex with Becky? That's what I'm telling you. The word indigenous just mean I always been here, period. It don't mean I didn't get pussy from other races while I've been here.
I get that, brother. That wasn't my argument. That wasn't my argument. I was talking about how argument? Okay, my argument is like, so I chimed in on a conversation a while ago here, just with a few of my guys, and they was talking about like how over in Africa, like the black people over there don't really look like the black people over here in America. You see what I'm saying? And just hear me out. Like the darker the skin is more richer, you know what I'm saying? The lips may be a little more fuller, the eyes may, be shaped a little bit more different. So my argument was that, well, over time, maybe so you're saying aliens. Go ahead, sir.
No, let him make his argument in totality before we cut him off, though.
All right, so my question was, maybe some of the indigenous tribes or people, that have been native to the Americas have been infiltrated with other races. And over time, that's why they say, oh, you got Chinese eyes, or she built like an Asian girl, or something like that. Like, he got good hair, he must be mixed. But all in all, he could be darker than the next black man. That's all I'm saying. So where do those features come from if don't nobody else in that family have those features?
What I'm telling you is not a scientific approach. Hold on. It's not a scientific approach to start trying to specify who's who, simply dealing with physical features. In fact, that's a counterproductive approach.
Yeah, I feel like even people, like if you come from a certain nation, like if you come from Nigeria or something, like even them people are not full 100 blooded. 100% from the same bloodline. If that makes sense.
I'm gonna tell you why I say what I say, man. Y'all trying to say, listen what I'm saying, yo. You can't use simply physical features alone to say who came from where, who made it with who, and all that. You just can't do it, because physical features would always deceive you, because the earth is so diverse, you can find any feature anywhere on any people at any time.
So you saying
So,
so basically you saying
but
you find African people.
when you go over in Africa, if you go to a tribe that has never traveled outside of their land, and those people have been, mating with each other over years and years and years, decades, they have a certain look about them, and they know they people. They don't even have to, it's just.
But that's what I'm saying. Every place on earth got groups of people in every place that you can say the same thing about. Even us, everybody's unique. I don't get you pointing out one culture's uniqueness. We're a unique people too. Whether you mix or not, you still. I don't get how. What are we pointing out here?
But I don't think there's no place that haven't been where somebody out that whole bloodline ain't tampered with, or ain't been raped, or ain't been. You understand? So once that child is born and have children and have children and have children, it's still gonna bleed out.
You know what, man? What gives people their features ain't just based upon who fucking who. It's based on where they fucking them at too. And I'm gonna break that down to you, right? Like we trying to say, well, maybe this group in Africa gets slanted eyes because they made it with Asians. That's a good theory. You can use that, right? I ain't arguing with y'all, neither one of you brothers. I'm trying to tell y'all what's the point of what y'all saying if you can do it with everybody. You can't find a group on earth that ain't mixed with another group on earth. Like you can't find a color in the color spectrum that ain't mixed with another color. If you give me blue, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna say, hey, that's made from green and yellow. And if you give me red, I'm gonna say, hey, that's made from motherfucking blue and what makes red again? I'm tripping.
Hey, yeah, we said the
red
same
is an original
thing,
color. You can't mix that one.
No, all primary colors can be created by mixing too, because that's what we do when we paint our houses. When we want it, we mix them and we create. Yeah, brother, I can show you put it in the chat room, guys. Let's teach the panel right now what two colors you mix to make red.
Yeah, it takes three though. I think it's purple, orange, and yellow, man. But it's orange and yellow, and it's another color. But he right about the primary red color, the color of blood. He right about that. But
I don't think
it takes three colors.
Yeah, so magenta and magenta and yellow makes red.
I learned something new today.
But magenta is like brick red, right?
Magenta is a shade of purple.
Magenta is a shade of purple, so purple come from red and blue. So how can you recreate that?
No, purple gives listen. Purple give red. Listen, you got it backwards. Purple ain't a shade of red. Red is a shade of purple. Purple is the highest, most potent. All the purple fruits are the most organic. Purple is like this the color of the crown chakra and shit. Like the highest chakra is purple. Now red is the lowest one, which is the blood in you. That's the whole instinct, animal instinct and shit. The fucking Denson's flame and fire is the red one, right? It burns the most chaotic, but all the blue and green flames are more balanced. So that's what I'm telling you. You start working your way up to the purple flame. That's what I'm saying. Even a purple onion is more healthier than the other ones. So like, don't get it twisted. But when we ain't trying to go there, the point of me bringing that up though was that you can't create one color without other colors. Everything in the universe exists as a collective or not at all. So if everything in the universe is already meshed and like the ancestors said, all things are connected, then nothing is mixed. It's just remixed. You cannot agree with our ancestors who said that all things are connected and still think that it's some disconnected. and that need to be mixed into the collective. Nothing need to be mixed in. Everything already jambalaya. All is connected. Our reality is, all DNA is is one, connects us to one big family.
With the colors. I got some smoke what you all said with colors. There's primary colors.
Yeah, well, you borging out a little bit.
Now look,
did you hear of something called primary colors?
We do know about primary.
Light makes raw.
We know about primary colors. Right. Yeah, we teach about it all the time.
Red is not mixed. Red is not mixed. All
right, let me show you something, brother. I don't know what you saying, but you're borging out. And guys, do me a favor. When somebody trying to talk to me, just be a little patient. Like we want to be less chaotic, right? Brother, you borging out, right? And you need to get your technicalities fixed and then bring your smoke, okay? I don't know what's going on.
All right, I'm back. Okay. Can you hear me now?
All right, there you go.
There's some called primary colors, and it's the colors of the rainbow. That's right. Those is raw colors. There's no mix make those colors. So, and that's just the way light
No, you're wrong. 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 All of the primary colors make each other. That's actually a wheel that they use to show you how that works, and I'm gonna show you now. Now, before you bring smoke, you need to do your research first, brother. You make some of y'all. I like smoke.
I'm saying they all the raw colors.
Hold on. You said nothing make these colors. They make themselves. They don't exist as a mixture, and you're wrong about that, man.
All those make each other. Right? All the colors make each other. Primary colors make each other. Right? Listen what I'm saying.
All of the primary colors make it. Listen. All of the primary colors make each other. If you take away any one of the primary colors, none of them will exist.
That's not true.
That is definitely true. That's why the ancestors said all is connected. But your goddamn internet and your cable wire must not be connected because you sound like Thor on a microphone. But nevertheless, I'm going to show you why it is true. If I remove blue from... Hold on. No, just wait a minute. We can't forgive God. I need to be asking you for forgiveness. You're Zeus right now. You speaking with the thunder in your throat. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you why you need to listen, though. Like I said, if you take away any color, you get rid of them all. Look at this chart and you'll see why. If I take away red, I just took away orange and purple, which is going to take away it's going to create a domino effect. If every color makes every color.
I can agree with you there.
Cool.
But listen to what I'm saying. If you take away any of those colors, you'll have total darkness because all of them exist. So, but all individual as one.
I can't hear you, man. The borging is real.
Are it still lagging?
I think they said if you go by a window, that'll help too. I heard that helps.
By a window.
Hey, would it help you if you take your headphones out? You got the Dollar General headphones. That shit ain't gonna work. Just take the headphones out and talk through the speaker of your phone.
Well,
hey, but this
basically all I'm trying to say is, I mean, can you hear me?
That's better.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
With black people, We just the products of a corporate machine. And black is like just a status, a label. We bottom the slave, I guess, is a mind thing. It ain't like a physical thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's where is the corporation is the United States. It's the hustle. It's like I said before, fuck you, pay me. It's how you make a deals. It's about deals. How somehow, somewhere along the historical line, we made a deal for foreigners to come here. And some of us is benefiting off of it, and some of us is not. A lot of us not actually. More of us is not benefit off it. It's capitalism. You see?
I'm sorry.
Well, at this point, I'm looking at black as a brand. That's how they looking at it.
It is, bro, because
Right.
all these
it's a label.
these nationalities that you're talking about are corporate entities. Yes, they are, bro. Like all the Indian tribes, the civilized tribes are all corporate entities. Any tribe that exists in America that's federally recognized is a entity, is a corporation. So if you create your own tribe, you will become a federally recognized entity. So the thing is this right here. We should be creating our own tribes. And if we're not creating them, we're allowing other people to create them for us.
Don't you think free slave, it's like an oxymoron. Definitely. That and damn, what's the other one? Damn, I just was thinking about somebody called me, fuck my phone up.
Ain't no free slaves, ain't no slaves, ain't none of that shit. You're an indentured servant.
Like, how you gonna be a free slave? Like, it's either you free or you a slave. You know what I'm saying? That's an oxymoron to me. And it was almost damn. What the fuck? Damn, I can't remember. My bad, dog. Go ahead, yo.
I advise everybody to get into that and create their own tribe. Create your own family name and incorporate it, bro. Use it. This is what this system is for. Capitalism is not evil. It's only evil people that utilize capitalism. Get into it and start pushing it. Go ahead, bro.
I think we should start the Earth Tribe, man. It ain't really no different between white people and black people, Mexican people. We all goddamn human beings, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know. So like
you can. I got white people in my tribe.
That's what I'm saying. But the tribalism, this ain't nothing but starting new gangs. You know what I'm saying? We may as well start some gangs around this bitch if we starting tribes. You know what I'm saying?
The gangs are incorporated too, bro. They are incorporated as well.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. That came in my head. The other oxymoron, Native American. How are you a Native American? It's either you are American, that's already Native. Why do they have to like double? That's like double saying the same thing. You feel what I'm saying?
Americans are not Native. Americans
that's where they whitewash. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's where they incorporated the foreigners as like the Europeans and them Africans as American, where they brought the term Native American. You know what I'm saying? Where those descendants is from foreigners. That's what the definition of it is. And that's in the English language. It's like English is made as a salesman language. Like if you go to the store and you look at the price board, you know that's the language that they speak in when you want a half, a whole, a quarter. You know what I'm saying? You speak in that language.
You sound like Megatron right now, bro. You gotta start over.
Oh, my bad. I'm trying. I got.
Nah, Native is a settler, bro. Native is a settler of the Americans. The word America means the copper-colored people, and it applies to the Americans that are on this land today, or the English that are on this land today.
Hey, Bro Sanchez, can I ask you a question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, let me ask you a question, because you know how people are always talking about the pineal gland is like the enlightenment. So you said the crown chakra is what color?
And on the charts that you'll pull up, they always have it purple or either white.
Okay. So a lot of people say the pineal gland is like the enlightening gland. Do you agree with that?
I actually agree with that. I agree with that.
Okay. So have you studied the pituitary gland?
Not as much as the pineal gland.
Okay.
Tell them about that
So,
HGH from. That's where that HGH come from.
mhm. So have you studied it? Because my thing is this: a lot of people talk about I don't know how y'all pronounce it, the pineal gland or the pineal gland, but literally it's like for you to sleep. A lot of people are always confessing, like, you got to open your third eye, it's your pineal gland, they got it in the Vatican and all that. But that's literally the lowest gland in your body, is what
Why you
people are
say
talking
that?
about. Because it's the gland for you to rest, to sleep.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's in the area of rest or darkness where man conceives thought and ideas. So like the fan, the chair, the keyboard, the dresser, all of these ideas come from man in a rested state. It's when man sit down, often close his eyes, and he says, he ponders things out of that rested state, out of darkness. That's where we get meditation from. And in that meditative sleep
Imagination.
state, yeah, imagination, that's where man manifests his reality from, which is why they said that's the highest seat right there. Because that's where the physical creation comes from.
Okay, so
That's why the
So that's where
ancestors that
these
hold
builders
on,
come from.
DJ. Hold up, DJ. Hold on, brother. She talking to me, man. Hold on a second. Get chaotic.
so
Mute up a second. Hold on.
so
Hold up. So yeah, that's why the ancestors said God, man is God asleep, and
really,
God is man awakened.
okay. So when you go to the pituitary gland, that's like the working gland. It literally has control over the pineal gland and adrenal, hypothalamus, and all that.
One don't
So
control the other. They both have their own functions.
no, this gland literally controls everything in the body. It's when you
You,
were a child.
let me show you something, right? The pineal gland is where thoughts are formulated at, and our
Mhm.
thoughts control us. So that would be
Right.
wrong. The pineal gland comes from the word pinnacle. Pineal pinnacle means a high point, a summit, a pinnacle, a peak. Pituitary gland is the root word pit. It's the bottom one that's beneath that one, kneeling to it. The pit, the
Mhm.
pituitary gland. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I get that. So when you were at pituitary age, at the pituitary gland, you had a pit, you're a child, right? So my thing is like when you at this level as a child, what everybody puts into you will grow that pineal gland. So if you at a lowest level, you at your lowest level in what you call that knowing. You at the pituitary gland, that's your most vulnerable gland. You at the pit, you at the bottom, you have to grow from the bottom like a tree, like a root, right? So what everybody look at, and I just thought about this the other day, I'm like, your pituitary gland is literally your master gland because literally you are seed in the ground. You at the
Yeah,
pit, you at the bottom.
the pituitary gland masters the bodily functions.
Mm,
It's the gland that plays the major role in regulating
mm,
the vital bodily functions. In other words, the
mm.
pituitary gland is the gland responsible for instinct. The pineal gland is the one responsible for intuition. It ain't regulating the body functions. It's the one that's manifesting its will through the body. It's basically what they call the higher self, the higher mind. That's why it sits
Right.
above the yeah. It's the spirit manifesting his will through the body, and as that happen, the pituitary gland is this sort of autopilot, meaning that no one got to tell you to inhale or exhale. No one got to tell the body to heal a scab. Nobody got to
It,
tell you know what I'm saying? So the pituitary gland is mastering the flesh and bone body, so to speak. You're right.
so my thing is, if someone comes in at an early age and corrupt your pituitary gland, do you think it would affect your pineal gland as an adult?
Definitely.
You saying if someone affects the pituitary gland, but it affects the pineal gland? Yeah,
Yes, your growth.
yeah, I even think if you affect the even if you affect something like the lungs or the liver or the kidney, it'll play
Of course.
it's a domino effect. So yeah.
Hmm. So which one do you think is more important, your pituitary or your pineal gland?
Everything nature put on you is equally important, or she wouldn't have put it there. If you ask me right now, brother Sanchez, you could take one of my organs, take the most least important one. At the end of the day, when I take your least most important organ, you still gonna end up dying eventually, cause it's still
Exactly.
important.
I understand what you're saying, but my thing is this. I'm going to the concept of like if you were not, and you and your pituitary gland, your pit, that's when you're a child, when you're growing.
A
If someone
child,
comes
a child actually is living in a higher mind. They consciousness
yes, they,
ain't. Yeah, they consciousness ain't fell into the pit yet. They consciousness
yes,
don't start falling into the pit till they grow up, and we start telling them to stop using their imagination. We tell them to get their minds out of the clouds and come down to earth, boy, because you got to pay bills when you grow up. And we get them attached to instinct and survival, and we get them away from imagining. But if we never stop their imagining, they'll be the next Elon Musk or Bill Gates, because that we
I
taking away a gift from them. Yeah.
exactly. I get that. So my thing is, if that's altered, would that affect the pineal gland for them to grow higher?
Yeah, so like what happens is a child develop overdrive and an instinctive mentality. For example, children come to this world with their high mind, like we just said. They don't come here even in it. They if you gave them a chicken, they wouldn't kill it, they'll pet it. They ain't thinking like a beast yet. They ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't thinking instinct yet. Now check this out, right? What happens is when they are born, they're given books like Paul Bunyan, cut the trees down, deforestation, create deserts, right? They given stories of mighty hunters, hunting, predatorial mindset. In other words, they are driven down, that we become fallen angels as we grow up, and we fall from that childlike, harmless, innocent mindset. If the whole world developed naturally, this shit'll be a utopia. There would be no need to really harm no mortal creature. It'll be some real Garden of Eden type shit. But that is changed because the world we create outside, we first created in our minds. And if we're growing up in their schools being told to be beasts, savages, comparing ourselves to lions and shit, then this the kind of world we're going to create, with slaughterhouses and deserts and capitalism and war, because we create the world outside within, which is why they so focused on controlling on what we think within, because that's how they control what we build outside.
Of course, of course. So I just wanted to ask you, did you have that same type of, because I always like to be around like-minded people. So like we got kind of messed up when we were children. So that's why we messed up when we were adults. So that's why we have so much identity crisis. And that's the main thing, that I was trying to like, did you understand that just by talking to you?
Yeah, that's why I just broke all that down to show you how they do it from the moment we are children, and make us, fall into this mentality.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I yield the floor.
No doubt, no doubt.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that, sister. Because check it out. A lot of people don't bring up the pituitary gland, and we need to talk about that one too.
I mean, literally, that's a lot of what goes on with people, because like I just read in the news yesterday that they were starting to give 9-year-olds like this HPV shot, and they're not sexually active. So literally I know a lot of people don't want to admit it, but we have been socially We are not real people. We are socially engineered people, like really, and we don't even know it. And it's like, we want to argue about a lot of stuff, but the fact that the more we go back into antiquity to see what history did, we can literally make sense of what's going on right now. A lot of people don't like to deal with history, which I don't understand because it's like a repeat. Like we on a simulation, and people don't understand that. Like you can go back and see what they was doing doing hysterectomies with children, little girls at 13, so they couldn't have
Still
children.
doing it. Still doing it.
Still doing it. It's like, okay, so we need to, my thing is about correction and seeing what we did and talking about it and having conversation like you're doing with the rest of everybody else panel. I appreciate that because for me, I've been, researching a lot. I'm like, man, we are repeating a lot of stuff that our parents did and their parents did and their parents did. And literally it's weighing on our heart, it's weighing on our spirit because it's not natural, and I just get on y'all panel just to listen to see if people are learning, like, man, we can't do this shit anymore. That's why I'm glad you brought up the immigrant, because we have a lot of foreign energy in our, culture. We didn't do a lot of shit that we did probably 200 years ago, but over time they became normalized. I looked at my son today, and I don't mean to be graphic, but he told me something about fisting. It's a sexual thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm going to be 44 years old. I've never heard of it before. But literally, our children are being grafted way beyond what we are. They know about certain things that I've never heard of. So I'm looking at, that's what happened to our ancestors too. Like they were doing stuff with our children that we didn't know about. We had no clue about because our mind was in such I don't want to say a stagnated state, but like we had a certain way we lived life and we didn't do certain shit. But then they introduced to our children and they take it upon, they think it's cool. And that's just how, like I was telling you about Stokely Carmichael, like they didn't call themselves black, they were indigenous people, like Cherokee, Choctaw and all that, Iroquois, and they had all that. That's what our grandparents told us, but it's this system that coming in and tell us what we're supposed to be doing. And I don't know if anybody else is looking at how this whole thing is going, like they attack your children, like they attack our grandparents' children. Like me, I thought I was a motherfucking like from Nigeria, Africa, and all that kind of shit in the 90s. But I had to come back to myself and I'm like, no, my grandma told me we come from Haiti and we migrated, we got papers and all that. But through the simulation, through the environment, through everybody being socially engineered, you take up on that frequency and that energy and you disassociate yourself from your own people. And I'm looking at that's how it's working because I have children of my own, so I see it. I yield the floor on that. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Hey, my bad. I was talking on mute, man. I was telling y'all I'm about to end this stream and I'll be back tonight. And I'm gonna do the Friday Fire tonight. I don't want to continue with this title right here because we kind of go on to different topics. Even though I did put more discussions on there, but yeah, I'm gonna end this one because I gotta handle some business. But I'll probably be back later, man. Peace and love to y'all.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
For sure. For sure, for sure. I already called out donations earlier. Let's see if we get any more though. Oh yeah, man. Shout out to Olivia Johnson. Salutes to you, sister. Salutes to the brother Brooklyn. Said for blank power. That's what's up. Hey, shout out to Nicholas Jones, to Nathaniel Hills, and to Cooper Cash. And shout out to Cassandra Jordan. Hey, appreciate the support, y'all.